right, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're going to ease you into the day here on Crafters TV. It is, of course, Craft, Chat, Create for the next 3 hours coming up here on Crafters TV. We're going to have absolutely loads of fun. The reason we're going to have loads of fun is because Leann Chivers is here. She has been teasing me all morning, it's fair to say, isn't it?
You've fun somewhere, haven't you? And just it's like me getting my own back because it's usually you teasing me.
Really is.
So I'm really looking forward to today's show, Joe. Are you?
I am, because there's absolutely loads coming up on it, which is brilliant. We've got a brand new launch for you. Now, we have loads of new viewers every single day here on Craft Chat Create. So if you are new, hello, welcome. Let me give you some house rules whilst we're here. If you want to get in touch with me, you can do so in all the normal ways. They're not really rules. Let's call them etiquette, Leann. Sounds less formal, doesn't it? Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. That is how you get in touch with me. You can ask me any questions you want. We are truly interactive, which is fantastic. If you want to place an order at any point, you need to go over to our website if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, and that is crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. I'll tell you more about ClearPay, Club Inspire, and all the other wonderful reasons to be with us here at Crafters TV after Leann has whet our crafty appetite. There is loads on the show today, Leann, isn't there?
Oh my word, it is full, crafty, full of goodness. I love this brand new launch we've got for you, and I know that you are going to love it too, because you adored these when we did them with the Christmas range, and because you love them so much with Christmas, we decided that we had to do them every day. So you've got these gorgeous ornaments, which are full 360 degrees. You've got these fabulous little icons in the centre, little danglers we'll call them. We've got a love heart one here for you as well, which is gorgeous, a present. And our Joe, he has the cupcake and the gin and tonic, I think, over there.
I win, don't I?
I mean, I had it, he stole it, which is why I was teasing him. So we've got all of those, and they're incredibly easy to put together, which you'll see. If you love the Christmas, you need the everyday in your life. We've got Lee Holland. I adore the Lee Holland collection. Really cute characters, and this one's unique. We've got the background, so we can give them somewhere to live, and we can give them a story and something to do. So we're going to have a look at those, and we're going to be colouring those with our illustrators, of course. So you'll see all of those during the show, and I'll have demonstrations galore on those. And then we've got some of our double-sided dies.
Which best ever price on these.
Is that right? Ooh, well, get them while there's the best ever price then. I love these. I just think they're gorgeous, and it makes such an easy project with the layering, so easy to put together, but then they're so dimensional. It almost looks as though they're painted and they're made with die cuts. The detail is fantastic, and you're going to be able to do so much with them. I've got demonstrations on them too. And of course, all the crafty behind the scenes gossip. If there's something you want to know about Crafters Companion, if there's something you want to know about people who work at Crafters Companion, if you want to know about product, if you want to know about me, if you want all the secrets I know about Joe, send in your questions and I'll answer them. Yeah, I've got a. It's like an old-fashioned telephone book. The secrets that I've got about you, Joe. It's like a tomb.
Make your hair curl, honestly. Right, loads of you tuning in saying hello. Diane's in from Illinois, Val's in Southampton, Rhiannon's in and saying good day from Ballarat, Australia, the other side of the world, no less. Kathy is loving the ornaments. Debbie is excited because I know it's a launch day. I love those Christmas ones. It's a fabulous day actually here on Crafters TV, and I'll tell you more about that as we go through this show as well. I need to let you know that on individual stamp sets over on the website, they are 50% off pretty much everything, excluding stamps and dies, just stamps, individuals, 50% off. That's actually running for the entirety of the weekend as well. So new year, new craft. If you're looking to try something new, there has been no better time to do so. We also have a morning must-have, like we do every single weekday morning here on Craft Chat Create. Let me take you through them. And they are, this is from our best-selling ink pad range we've got here. So in this one you are going to get the orange, which is fantastic. You've got the fuchsia, the grasshopper, the fire brown, the damson wine, and the Oasis. What you'll also get, so that's what you're paying for, you'll get the mat for free, the craft mat, and 2 sets of the blending eggs. They're called blending sponges, but they look like eggs, so that's what I call them, eggs. Just quickly, Leanne, what makes our water reactive ink pad so fantastic?
Oh, it's the formula, which we worked on for such a long time. So beautiful smooth blending, no grabbing lines, lovely colour, mixing new colours together, so having the colours as they are in different intensities or making new colours, doing all of your techniques with salt, with bleach, with faux bleaching, painting with them. There's so many different things. We've got lots of masterclasses on YouTube about the Harmony Water Reactive. So if you're brand new to them, you're just going to be able to, well, I'm going to be using them in this first demo actually.
Oh,
so you'll see how fabulous they are to blend. But it's customization, it's colour, it's mixing new colours, it's giving a lovely watercolour effect to backgrounds, what have you. They're fantastic, Joe.
Amazing. Grab those. You will notice that little green box. Is it a green box or a blue box? Or is it an aqua box? It's aqua, according to my producer, Erin. That's ClearPay. Now, if you are a UK resident, you are eligible for ClearPay. What happens is it's an interest-free way of helping you spread the cost into 4 equal instalments. You pay the first payment today of £7.49, plus any postage, and then the other 3 payments are spaced at 2-week intervals. All the T's and C's are over on the website. Select the ClearPay option at the checkout, and you should ClearPay, something completely different. You should be able to use that, so worth bearing in mind if you want to spread the cost in January, which always helps, I think. We're going to move, this is going to be a jam-packed show today. We're going to move on and we're going to have a little look at these being our brand new ornament dies that we've got for you. Now they are fantastic. It's you're getting 4 pieces in the collection here. So it's the Everyday Hanging Ornament collection with 34 elements. It launches tonight as part of our launch day show. We've got a sneaky peek preview for you. So this one just here that you're getting, this is the Decadent Butterfly and also the Opulent Heart. So these are the 2 sort of worker dies, if you will. And then you also get the 2 extra accessory dies in there. So you're going to get this one just here, which is your Time to Celebrate, and you'll also receive the Dream of Summer in there as well. It also as well comes with the Poke Tool, which is absolutely fantastic. So it means that you're going to get that included. Here's some examples as well of the other 2 collections that are coming in there for you, which is wonderful. So make sure you grab that. You can of course use your Club Inspire discount. So if you're new to us, Club Inspire is our loyalty program here at Crafters TV. It's like a frequent flyer kind of thing. You know, you're going to become a first-class crafter in no time, and you will unlock discounts up to 20% off. There is an exclusive Facebook group. There's members-only offers. It's a great place to be. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up, and you can do that over on the website. If you're signing up for the first time and placing an order, you will get 20% off of your first order. So definitely worth bearing in mind, and you'll instantly become a bronze member, saving 5% across absolutely everything we bring you here at Crafters TV. Any questions you've got, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. But I do believe we are going to dive right in to this brand new launch, as we should. This as well, Leanne, developed by your team, just because people loved that Christmas collection so much, wasn't it? We launched it in July and it was so incredibly busy, the Christmas ones. It's sold out, we reordered, busy again, and now we have this one. So I think a lot of you out there will already be making these and knowing how to put them together, but Leanne's going to take us through it all if this is your first time having a go at these. But they were so popular, weren't they, Leanne, those Christmas ones?
They were incredibly popular. They just absolutely flew out. You loved them. And I can understand why, because they make such an impact, they really do. They look absolutely gorgeous when they're done. But when you see how easy they are to put together, what a simple concept it is, it's like, oh my word, I can have this thing that looks fantastic and it's no effort at all. And then having this everyday collection, I actually think I like them a little bit more than the Christmas collection.
You what?
I know that's a bold statement, isn't it? I think I like them a little bit more, Joe.
What you like?
I mean, I loved the Christmas ones, but then I think we really just said they were fabulous. Let's really push the boundaries and make it even more fabulous. I think we've managed to do it. So when you get your set home, you're going to open them up and then you're going to take all of the dies out and lay them up on a piece of cardstock, which is what I've done here. And I am using my large Gemini plate, but they will fit. This larger die will fit on a junior plate if you've got a junior at home. So, got your junior, you'll be able to use it.
Just some questions coming in already. Some people asking if these are an add-on to the Christmas ones. They're designed to be used on their own. These are the sort of a collection on their own, aren't they?
They're a collection on their own. However, if you wanted to use one of these icons inside one of the Christmas outside shapes, or one of the Christmas icons inside one of these outside shapes, they will mix and match because the sizing is very similar. The sizing is the same,
Awesome.
in fact. So you can, if you've got them at home, mix and match. Yes, you can. But they will stand on their own as well. Right, okay. So I've got my piece of cardstock and I've laid all of my dies on there. I've used a little bit of repositionable tape just to stop them moving around when they're in the machine. Layer up my sandwich and run it through, Joe.
Amazing. Lovely to see you back again, says Tracy. Donna says hi from San Antonio, Texas. My oh my, early doors over in Texas this morning. What's the time there now?
What is the time in Texas?
We're in Texas, San Antonio. I'm going to guess it's like 1 a.m.
It's going to be early, isn't it?
2:10 in the morning.
2:10 in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Absolutely. You said that like that movie. Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Good morning, Newton Aycliffe.
Absolutely. Right, so I'm just removing all the pieces. Now, this is why we give you the pokey tool with this collection, because it's incredibly helpful and useful for getting the really lovely detailed pieces out. And I'm just going to get my two little bow pieces here. And what we do, so when you've got a bow like this, these can be difficult to get the die cut piece out sometimes. So we've put the two little release holes in there, giving you the pokey tool, so it makes it very, very easy for you.
Goggles as well, and sunbed.
It does look like a pair of goggles you wear.
Those ones that you have to try and keep in your eyes by doing this.
Yeah, so you don't get... That's an excellent impersonation, Joe. My favourite, one of my favourite movies of all time. Where have I lost my little piece? Oh, it's there. Good. Right, I've got that piece. Move the dies out the way. Is Christmas with the Cranks.
Right.
And I love when they go to the sun salon for a sunbed, and Luther has his little eye goggles in. Have you seen Christmas with the Cranks, Joe? You're looking a bit confused.
No, I haven't seen it.
No. Oh, my goodness.
Erin watched it this year on your say-so. Did you enjoy it, Erin?
It is so fantastic. I love it so much.
Erin and Nicola in the gallery today, steering the ship. John's around at the back, just being generally a little bit annoying and making sure everyone's staying safe and well. He's in a challenging mood today, isn't he?
No, I wouldn't have said it was. I wouldn't have said it was John that was the challenging mood today, Joe. I think that might be pot and kettle.
I am usually quite annoying, and today I'm not as annoying, and everyone's annoying me today.
We're taking revenge.
Not annoying.
Not annoying.
Let's just diffuse that situation.
Yeah.
Everyone is basically winding me up in the same way that I wind them up every other day when we're at work, in sort of a silly way. I'm having a taste of my own medicine, and it's not a flavour I'm a fan of.
Yeah, you are having a taste of your own medicine, and do you know what? And you're also biting.
I am biting, which is not like me.
And we're having so much fun doing it. Really, yeah. It's all the fun today. Joe, I love your jumper.
Oh, thank you. It's very fluffy.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Really?
It's like I'm like a snuggly little teddy bear.
You are. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You look beautiful in it. So I'm just inking this up now with my Harmony Water Reactive. So it works in the way that I was just explaining there. You can see I've got the little blending tool and I'm just rubbing the ink along there. And look how beautiful that is on my white piece of cardstock and how smooth it is. Very, very easy to do. Now I'm going to bring in a little bit of one of my favourite colours. This is Parakeet. That was a question yesterday for me, Joe. What are my favourite colours of Harmony Water Reactive? And do you know, here I am using 3 of them. I've got Parakeet, Lemon Tonic and Fuchsia.
Parakeet, Lemon Tonic and Fuchsia is my favourite combo.
And Crushed Velvet. I do like a bit of Crushed Velvet as well. Yeah, it's my favourite combo as well. And look, where they've overlapped, the yellow and you get that beautiful little green transition in there. It is beautiful. And I'll just keep going between the 2 different colours like this. And I'll just keep layering it up all the way. And this is why I love a Harmony Water Reactive, because with a very plain piece of white cardstock, I can then just keep going with my blending tools and layer up the colours as I go around, mix a new colour in between, I get that really pretty green, and keep going. And I colour up a really unique and different piece of cardstock than I would have had if I'd just done it myself. If I just cut it out from a piece of cardstock, I wouldn't have this lovely ombre of colours working all the way around, which I think looks really, really lovely.
It does, really beautiful. Judith says it's called Karma Joe, apparently. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for that, Judith. Everyone's agreeing with you. Leslie saying, good morning, Joe and Leanne, I'm from Cornwall. Oh, a lovely part of the country and the world. Whereabouts in Cornwall are you? We were talking about our favourite places by the seaside yesterday, and I said St Ives in Cornwall is probably my favourite place by the sea.
St Ivesley?
St Ives in Cornwall.
Oh, I was going to say it's not called St Ivesley, it's called St Ives.
Yes, St Ives.
That, Joe, how do we not know this about each other? We've known each other all these years.
Yeah, I only went last year for the first time. The year before last for the first time, sorry.
So St Ives in Cornwall is my favourite place by the sea.
The water is so blue.
I absolutely love it.
The fish and chips are so delicious.
So delicious. However, you've got to watch out for the seagulls because they will have your eye out trying to steal your chips.
I mean, I know. You have to hang on to your dog. They'd fly off with it. Like, literally.
Honestly, that's not even a joke.
You've got an ice cream on the go. You've got no
You have no chance. Now, I have actually got a photograph which I will find and bring to a future Crafters TV show for you of my family sitting on the beach on deck chairs with two massive big beach towels over their heads, hiding from the seagulls who were trying to pinch the ice creams.
I've never seen seagulls as big as the ones I saw in Florida. They were like flying dinosaurs.
Really?
I had an ice cream at SeaWorld, and this seagull swooped down and got it. And at 9 years old, my life flashed before my eyes. I thought it was going to take me with the ice cream. It was so big. Honestly. Huge.
Sorry, I'm laughing. It's not funny, Joe. Not if you were terrified, but I am still having a little laugh. Sorry. Right, so I'm doing my butterfly, I'm just doing all of my inking, and then I want to show you how I would glitter the edges. Now, I would highly recommend you get your tacky glue and you decant it into one of our fine tip applicators for these projects, Joe, because it really does make a difference when you've got them glued together with a wet glue. You can use our tape pens if you've got our tape pens, but a tacky glue is definitely the way to go. And if you're wondering what tacky glue looks like, it's this. Okay, so I've put that into a fine tip applicator, and that's what I'm going to use to do my glittering and to assemble it together.
Fine tip glue applicator is out of stock at the moment over on our website. Now, like anything that's out of stock on the website, if you go to the item on the website, there is a little box below it. You can put your email address in there, and we email you when it comes back in stock, which I think is quite nice of us, don't you? So always worth doing that. But I do believe we have all-purpose in stock at the moment.
Okay, so I'm just going round the edge with my fine tip applicator, and then just to get a lovely little bit of glitter, a little shimmer on the edge, I'll then have a scrap piece of cardstock. Should have done that on there. Some crystal glitter. Sprinkle it on.
Nice.
And then I've got a lovely little glittered edge on there once it dries. Okay, so I'll just put that back in my pot. And ta-da! There we go. Now, to assemble, these are incredibly easy, Joe. I'm just going to clean that up with a bit of kitchen towel because I'm going to get ink everywhere if I don't. Right, we've had a question in, Joe. Rhiannon wants to know what the size of the butterfly is.
What, are you going to measure your schmetterling for us?
I'm going to measure my schmetterling.
I've got a new one. We've got a new German word yesterday as well. Hummel was our word of the day in yesterday.
Hummel?
Hummel.
H-U-M-M-M.
H-U-M-M-E-L.
Now, tell me what that means, because there's a whole craft range called Hummel.
It means bee, bumblebee.
Oh, well, there you go. So there's a whole decoupage craft range, Hummel characters.
Yeah, Hummel.
It's 3 inches wide and 2 inches tall.
Quite a substantial butterfly, I think.
It isn't. It makes a nice. This would be a lovely embellishment on a card. So it doesn't just have to be in the centre of.
How about cutting that?
Yeah.
Heat embossing it, but triple or quadruple heat embossing it and making it like a sort of
Enamel.
Like an enamel embellishment. That would look beautiful on something like that, wouldn't it?
Actually, this particular butterfly would work very well for that, Joe, because it's not too delicate.
No.
So that you can do it together. So it will take your embossing powder very, very well. Right, I've cleaned up my mat because I had to. I just can't cope with a dirty mat. So there we go. Mat is now clean, and we're going to assemble our finished piece. Now, when you cut your die, Joe, I'm just going to point this out with my pokey tool. When you cut, there are 2 score lines here and here on the die. You could probably just about see, there you go, you can see that there now. So it puts the score line in the correct place for you. And the same happens with the butterfly. So I'll just show you on the butterfly as well. Can you see you've got not a cut line, but a score line, so that you can fold your pieces in half easily. So do that, get them in half, because that is going to make life so much easier. Fold on your score line, nip it in place. You see how easy that was? It was perfectly in half.
Do we get instructions in the pack for these ones?
We do get instructions in the pack. It just makes it so much easier, doesn't it? But once you've seen me do this, I don't even need the instructions. It's so, so easy. So just get your score lines and nip those in place. So nip that there. And do the same here. There we go, half and half. Now what I've started to do, and I've cut 1, 2, I'm going to count how many I've done for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 6 of these. And then I've just started to glue them back to back. So when you've got 2, and if you imagine that as a die cut, flat on its own right, don't ignore the fact that there is more underneath right now. Then you would just take 2 and stick half and half together like that. And then you get another one and stick half and half together like that, and so on and so forth all the way around.
So can you do more than the 6 that are there? You could actually really make it quite a dense one. You
could make anywhere from 4 to as many as you can fit in and have it really dense. That wouldn't fold flat to go in a card, in an envelope. However, if you wanted to make a statement piece, as a piece of home decor or as a keepsake and put it in an acetate box with windows in and give it in that way, then yes, I would say up to 10 to 12 and you'd get a really lovely, dense piece of home decor. Absolutely, Joe.
I'm thinking if you put loads of layers in, would like, you know those paper, what are they called? What's the, like tissue paper, they fold flat and then you open them up and they're shapes.
Yes.
You get like pineapples
honeycomb.
on the straw. Yeah, like a honeycomb tissue effect. Leanne, I use sparkle pens on the edge to give a subtle sheen. This works quite well, even on alcohol colours, says Bubble and Squeak.
I use my, and I've got it here, my sparkle pen, I use them on the, when it's finished. Yes, and absolutely the same. You don't have to use a wet glue and glitter if you don't want to. It just depends on the effect you want.
Absolutely. You do you, as we like to say.
Exactly. So I've traced around, I've got a tiny little bit of wet glue all the way around there. And the reason I like to use a wet glue for this rather than a tape pen is that it just gives you that little bit. Can you see there? I've got a drop shadow. So what I can do now is just gently move that into place. The drop shadow's gone. So now I know that is perfectly aligned. And you do need to give it a little bit of drying time in between. But if you don't use too much of your tacky glue, I've just tickled it on there. You're not going to put great big globules of it on, then it doesn't take long to grab and dry. So because this is the last one now, if I was going to put more in, I could fold more along. Actually, I've got another one here. Should we put another one in, Joe?
Yeah, come on, let's
put another one in. Why not? Fold it in half.
As Davina McCall would say, do you want another one?
Do you want another? Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Let's have more than we had before. Right. Now this one was on a, did you see what I did? I peeled it off the back of a
Xyron?
A Xyron, yeah, just for speed. But actually that is for TV demonstration purposes. At home, I will always recommend that you use a wet glue with this, so you've got that little bit of manoeuvrability. And then I'm going to finish now, so I'm going to close this one up by sticking that in place. And you see you don't have the manoeuvrability you have with a wet glue, but we have for speed. There we are. And that then completes your circle. Now, I'm just going to open up this wet glue one because I've run ahead of myself a second there, Joe. Before you close up the final one, this is my wet glue one, which is why I can take it apart. There's another top tip. If you do what I've just done and you close it too soon, you can get it apart again. You need to put your butterfly in.
Ah, of course.
Of course, don't you?
You need to suspend your schmetterling.
You do. So when you're making your butterfly, you make it in exactly the same way. I'm going to come back to that in a sec. Exactly the same way as we've just made that circle. So you put several of the butterflies around, and you could, again, you can choose. Do you want to use 4, 6, 8, 10? It just depends on the depth you want in that dimension and whether you want to put it flat to go into a card.
Awesome.
So I've got another one here that we've already got made. And then we've got all of these ready, and what I need to do now is get the string for it to be suspended in the centre of there. So I've made my little bow for the top, the dies come, and I've suspended my thread in the centre of there. I want to show you how I've done that, Joe. So when you make your bow up, you take your dies and you fold these in half like this, and you obviously ink it up. I'm just showing you the technique. And then here, when you stick it onto the back, before you do that, put your thread around the bottom piece. So put your piece of thread on there, then stick that top piece on, and that keeps your thread encased inside the bow, which is what I've done here. So you can see I can't see any thread at the top, but when I look underneath, there is my thread encased, ready to go on the butterfly. Does that make sense?
Does indeed.
Cool. Then what I do is work out the depth I want. So my butterfly, my bow is going to go on the top here of my snow globe, and then my butterfly needs to be in the middle. So I put that underneath, and I just use it all to line up and see where I want that to be. So if I want the butterfly there and my bow at the top, I can just pull that thread down.
You could use something like your twirling characters in here if you had those. I mean, I'm guessing you could use any stamp and die you wanted to in these once you've actually got the core element of them.
Absolutely, yes you can. Anything, you can make any embellishment like this. I'm going to just turn this around because I'm going to twist it. I'm trying to do it without twisting, but look, what I do is when I've got 2 pieces of thread, I twist it round like this, so I've actually got 1 piece, and it just makes life so much easier. There we go. Right, so I'm going to have the bow there, my butterfly in the centre here, so that's at the right height now. I can stick that butterfly together. A little bit of wet glue.
Anne-Marie is asking as well, with the wet glue in the applicator, if you've lost the pin, can you put any pin in there to replace it, or does it need to be stainless steel?
It has to be stainless steel, because tacky glue is a water-based glue.
Right.
So any regular pin will...
You don't want rusty glue, do you?
Rusty. Mm-hmm.
There you are.
You definitely don't want rusty glue, Joe.
Any other burning questions you've got, you know where to find me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Get those questions in. I'd love to know who's going for these this morning. Don't forget, if you are a UK resident, you can spread the cost of these on ClearPay. 4 instalments, interest-free. You pay the first instalment today, and then the other instalments at 2 weekly intervals, which is fantastic, especially this time of year. Being able to spread that cost is amazing. I use services like that all the time. I bought a very nice jacket the other day, Leanne.
I use services like that all the time too, Joe. Yeah. It's great because you can get now what you'd like and then just spread the cost, can't you?
Imagine how much stuff you'll have made in 6 weeks' time when you make that final instalment.
Absolutely. So once you've got your butterfly suspended in the centre, you can then glue that separate wing together. I'll go do that. I'll lie that flat and I'll put a little bit of glue in just so you can see. Actually, I'm trying to hold it up and show you it before the glue is dry. So when you've done this, you would actually close your butterfly, let that down, put something heavy on it, leave it to dry so that it doesn't come apart, and then it's suspended in the centre. I'm still going to pick mine up. So my butterfly suspended, you can open out all of the pieces that you've glued together to get that lovely 3D effect on your globe. Then I just take a little bit of 3D glue gel, pop that in the centre for the bow on the top, leave it to dry. Once you've left it to dry, you've got this. And so the butterfly is suspended in the centre. I'm going to open out all those wings. Butterfly suspended in the centre with that little thread with the little bow on top. And then your whole piece, you've got that 360 degree with the little spinny butterfly in the middle. It's pretty, isn't it, Joe?
Really, really is.
Now, the
Gorgeous.
good thing about this is because I've only used the 6, what I can do now is make that flat to go in an envelope and send it.
What would you do? Sit in sort of like a little envelope box or something?
Little
like
envelope box, yes, for the little bow on the top, that's all. You don't need a lot of dimension. I mean, if you don't put this little bow on the top, if you leave that off, you could put it in a regular flat envelope. So you don't have to have that there. So very, very easy to put together. And of course, all of the different shapes that you've got there create very different looks for you.
Flower.
Gorgeous,
Beautiful.
isn't it? I like the hat. Look at the
Valentine's Day
different.
just around the corner.
Yeah. Look at that different butterfly with a different colour.
Nice.
Isn't that lovely? So this is the joy of doing them with the white card and your Harmony Water Reactive inks, because you can really vary the colours on there and make them stand out.
Perfect. Absolutely gorgeous. They really, really are. Let me share with you again what you are getting included in here then. So you are going to receive the Decadent Butterfly. So what you're getting in this is you're getting the bow, you are getting the surrounding edge here. Love that you've got the score lines in and the stand element as well there, which is wonderful. That's your Decadent Butterflies. And you've got that one. Oh no, do you know what I've done? I've wrote the name on the back upside down. Oh dear, I'll have to change that in a moment. You're getting then the opulent heart there as well. Now, they are the first 2 you get included. What you then receive in there as well is you get the 2 extra embellishing elements. So they've got 2 different, sort of designs in each. So you've got the flower in this one and that lovely cocktail in there. And you've also got Time to Celebrate as well with the 2 different ones in there. And there you can see an example of all the dies that you are getting in there. Don't forget you get the pokey tool as well. That's my impression of my producer Erin trying to do a British accent. The pokey, don't forget you get the pokey tool, governor. At $38.95 or $49.95. It is a brand new launch for you as well. First time you've seen this here today on Crafters TV. UK viewers, first time you've had a chance to get your hands on this. So really something fantastic. Right, something else that will go beautifully with these. Would you like a clear overlay for free? No, would you like a glossy highlights even for free? You can get one. Because when you get this particular bundle, that is 2 of your glossy highlights and 2 of your clear overlay. You get one of the clear overlay for free. How fantastic is that? I actually think you're saving a bit more than that, aren't you? Oh no, so you... so did I mention I was up at 5:30 this morning? I just want to start putting that out there before I start making mistakes. You're actually getting, the value's even better than I've just told you. It's actually one of the clear overlays you're getting for free, worth $12.99. So brilliant, brilliant value. $6.24 today on ClearPay if you want to go for that. If you maybe need a restock on some of our essentials, we've got those for you too. So a brilliant deal for you here on what are our 3 core items when it comes to our cardstock. So you've got the white stamping card, which we were going to, we said the other day, you're going to rebrand this maybe, didn't you, Leann, to every multi-card or everything card, because it's not just for stamping, this one. You've got matte black cardstock and also craft cardstock. They're sort of the 3 core ones you need, really, aren't they, if you're doing card making construction, Leann?
Definitely. Yes, absolutely. Card making construction, those are the 3 that you need.
Amazing.
Maybe a little bit of Centura Pearl in there.
Oh, yes. I love the craft cardstock. That is my absolute favourite. You have got 150 sheets coming in there. $21.99, $30.99 is your price on that. We are going to stick with this brand new launch because it is exceptionally busy over on the website at the moment. So we are going to go straight, I believe, Leann, into another demonstration. Is that right?
Well, yes, I thought it might be nice to have a look at the heart, because the heart frame on the outside is usually the most popular one. So I also just wanted to show you, so with this heart skew, you can see here you've got the outside shape, and then you've got all of the heart pieces that would go inside. The reason this bundle is so good, you then get, here's another packet, because you might think that this has got the outside shape in, but actually what it's got are 2 more of the insides in for you. So that's why getting that bundle is such good value for money, because you've got the outside shapes, but you've got all the little inside pieces too.
And it's saving £13, which is almost the cost of one of the actual worker dies there that you're saving, which is excellent.
Now, you've seen me cut it out before, so you don't need to see me cut it again. I have gone ahead and cut out all of the pieces I need to put another one together. So I've used silver glitter card for the inside heart, I've used white card for the outside heart, and white card for this outside piece. And I've got all of those pieces ready to assemble. So I'm going to move that to one side because it's the assembly you want to see. Now, what I've then done is take my crushed velvet ink, and I've just used my blending tool. Here's a white one. I'll show you on that. Harmony Water Reactive and blending tool, and I've just gone round and given that a faint colour, because I would like this one to be pastel rather than intense. So I've gone round and done that on all of the pieces that I've cut out. So that one's ready there, that one can go there. And then I've got them ready to assemble. Now, because I'm starting from scratch, so you can see the whole thing, I am going to use a tape pen, Joe. Now, if you've got a Crafter's Companion tape pen, and I'm teasing you now because they sold out yesterday, they got it good, and there was none left. So if you've got a Crafter's Companion tape pen at home, or if you've got that deal, you're fine to do this with a Crafter's Companion tape pen. If you've got a regular tape pen of a generic brand from anywhere else, don't use a tape pen to do this. Use a wet glue.
Okay, what is it about our tape pens that makes them more suitable for a job like this?
Our tape pens, the adhesive inside of them is like a wet glue, but it's a dry glue. So it's got fantastic adhesive properties, and that's because I tested so many of those tapes before they actually were allowed into the tape pen. So I'm confident that you can do your construction and your box making, etc. with ours, because I know it won't fall apart. It's been thoroughly tested. But with other regular tape pens, it's a cheaper adhesive that goes in there, so it wouldn't give you the adhesion of a wet glue, but with a dry tape. So Crafter's Companion tape pens, you can do this with. Anything else I wouldn't recommend. I would recommend you use a wet glue.
Amazing. Lots of you still chatting away. Linny saying those colours are fabulous, Leanne. Fabulous card ideas as well. Nice to see you put these together as well, says Bubble and Squeak. And lots of you talking about different ways you're going to use these and different things you're going to incorporate. Maybe these are going to be a vehicle for you discovering bits of your stash that you haven't used for a while, Leanne. You know, maybe any small stamps and dies that you've got in there, any characters, any larger shapes. Maybe you want to put letters in the middle of these. How about putting numbers if you've got some larger number dies in the centre of these as well for milestone birthdays? I think sometimes it's nice to have, it's a bit like clothes, Leanne, isn't it? You know, sometimes you get like a new cardigan, let's say, and you think, oh gosh, I'm going to get that cardigan because it'll go with that top, those trousers and that skirt that I've not worn for ages.
Yeah.
So it's like you rediscover a bit of your wardrobe. And it's the same with crafting, because maybe it's going to help you use some bits of your stash you've not used in a while, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah, I love the idea of the numbers for a milestone birthday, Joe. I think that's fabulous. Right, so you see I've folded the heart
Looks
in
like
half.
a swan in half.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like a number 2 as well.
Oh, it does.
Fancy number 2. Look at that. So I've folded it in half, and I've put my adhesive on half, and then I've got another piece with no adhesive on in half, and that's going to get lined up over the top. So this is the piece that I had this is the bit that I had pre-done before, so you can see the two different ways. You can see it all exactly how you're going to do it, Joe. And then I just line those up, stick that down, and I'm ready for the next piece. So once I've put that on there, give it a good press. I then back in with the tape pen, just on this half, add some adhesive. And this is why I like to do it with a wet glue usually.
Just to say as well, we'll be having a bit of a crafty chat, won't we, a little later in the show,
We will.
Leanne? And you can get any questions you've got into me very easily. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. We'll compile a list of the questions and we will answer them. I also did put a question box over on my Instagram stories as well, Joe Remblance CC, if you want to go over there and have a look at that. I've had some very interesting responses, and I will share all of them. So if you go onto my Instagram profile, my Craft Companion one, hit the stories, and then there's a box there as well. You can leave the stories in there. I'll go through all of them. I will be reading out every single question that I got a little bit later in this show.
Wow. I can't wait.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be riveting. I literally cannot wait for that.
Riveting.
Riveting.
Thrilling. It's going to be thrilling and riveting.
Thrilling and riveting. Right, so I'm just still working through putting these together. You'll do the same thing. And notice I'm working in half. I just find this a lot easier to put it together because I can line it all up and make sure it's nice and straight.
I'd also like to know what everyone's got planned for their weekend as well. That'd be nice. What have you got planned for your weekend, Leann?
I am going to be sleeping.
Nice. Always handy.
I'm reading a new Lisa Jewell novel.
Oh, Lisa Jewell. I'm not familiar with.
She's good. She's like murder mystery.
Ah.
Like with a massive twist at the end.
Oh,
do
love
like
a
a
big
twist.
twist at the
I
end. Yeah.
do.
All right, that sounds very chilled for you.
And having Sunday lunch.
And having nice time at home.
Yes, I'm going to cook it myself.
Beautiful.
And we're going
Beef,
to
pork, lamb,
no,
chicken.
do you know we're just going to do a roast chicken?
Nice.
I like a roast chicken, Joe.
Yeah,
I think
me
it's
too.
I think it's
A little bit of oil, salt and pepper. Pop it in the oven. Don't do too much to it. Delicious.
just gorgeous.
Actually, a little bit of salt, but loads and loads of salt on it, so the skin goes nice and crispy.
Yeah, you've got to have a crispy skin.
Yummalicious, you have
Yeah,
indeed.
absolutely. So you see, I've glued that together now, and I've just left it open at one place, and that's left open so that I can put the little dangler inside.
Fabulous.
So that's been left open. So now that it's all glued together, I can open it out and put it flat, which will be to help put the dangler in. The ribbon will go through the top, and I'm just going to show you a different way of, because sometimes it's nice to hang these. So I'm going to pop that there to make a hanger. So I've got a dangler rather than a solid piece. Pop that there. And then we do exactly the same for the hearts. So we fold them round. Now before, I like to do, especially when you're matting and layering it, do all of your creasing like this. And if you've got a bone folder, burnish it. I can't see mine, Joe.
No problemo.
Oh, here, found it.
Sandra says the heartfelt one would be fabulous for a wedding table decor. Rhiannon sent me a fabulous question, and we'll park that one, Rhiannon, for our Q&A a little bit later in the show.
Okay, great. So I am folding all of those in half and burnishing them. I'm doing exactly the same with the little silver glitter piece for the inside. There we go.
When you're scoring, Leanne, which way do you fold, please? How do you know? Is there a rule of thumb?
What do you mean scoring?
Oh, I see. I thought that was about. I've got myself confused there. We're going to park that one, Bubble and Squeak.
Okay.
For our crafty Q&A.
Okay. Right, so I've got everything in half, and now I just need to glue them together. So I'm going to glue those together with, I'm just going to use tape pen. I can't stress enough how much I would be using a wet glue, especially if you're gifting this as a keepsake.
Yes.
Because it will absolutely be played with, opened, closed, you know, used, shown to different family members. And so for that to stand the test of time and not fall apart in your loved one's hands, wet glue would be good.
Just thinking as well how you could use this in different ways. Because obviously all of our crafters, all of our savvy crafters always get the most amount of craftability out of everything. Just think if you wanted to use the actual heart frame as a die itself and put like a photo in there, there's nothing to stop you with our pair of our scissors going in snipping that foot away, is there, Leanne?
Nothing at all. Absolutely. You could do that. That would be lovely actually, Joe.
Really, really nice.
And do you know what? I thought you were going to say snipping photograph and putting it in this little piece so it was in the centre.
Could do that as well.
So that could be quite nice, isn't it?
What you could do is you could actually use the smaller heart die and you could die cut the actual photo if you wanted to with the smaller heart die and then hang that inside.
Yes, that's what I thought you meant.
And then hang that in there. Yeah, great, love that.
I think that's a lovely idea. Oh gosh, you are not going to be ever out of ideas with these.
Your crafty mind.
There'll be something that you surprisingly, you'll be surprised, go back to them time and time and time again. So once I've got all of those glued together, I now start assembling. And so I'm just going to do exactly as I did before, half to half. Make sure it's all lined up. Give it a push together. And the same again.
Keep your questions coming in. Rhiannon sent us a great one in, actually. I can't wait to read that one out later.
Is it for you or for me?
It's for both of us.
Oh. Ooh.
It's gonna be a long answer. I mean, that would take up the whole Q&A, that one, I think. Erin, what are you doing your weekend? She's gonna go and find a tree, apparently.
Sycamore tree in the gap.
Sycamore tree?
It's in Northumberland.
Anything special about the tree?
So it's in Northumberland, it's the Robin Hood's tree.
Robin Hood, he owns it?
Well, no, him and his merry men did a dance around it.
Did he plant it?
No, it was just around when he was alive.
Oh.
And it was a meeting place for him and the merry men.
Ah.
Yeah. And it's still in the gap in Northumberland. It's very
Gap.
near Hadrian's Wall. And there's a sycamore tree in a gap, and it's called Sycamore Gap because of the tree in the gap. And it is a significant hike.
Right.
It's not a jaunty before Sunday lunch walk.
Have you got good footwear?
You need
and
good
attire,
boots.
Erin?
You need good boots, good.
She has good boots. We're all good.
Yeah, you need good boots, good waterproof, something, because it always rainy up there, even if the weather forecast says no, and something warm.
Sounds quite
And make
dangerous
sure you
to me.
fully charge your phone in case you get stuck or hurt yourself, because there's literally nothing around.
Wowzers.
It's a rugged landscape, let's put it that way.
Love it. I love a rugged
So
landscape.
I've glued it all around and I've left it open for the ribbon, which I've put in there already. So I'm lining that up because I want this to be a little bit different to the sample I've already pre-made. So the heart goes inside and I'm going to put my glue. Actually, just move that out of the way for now. Tape pen here.
Nicola, what's your plan for the weekend? Just going to sleep. Just going to take a leaf out of Leann's book and do some sleeping. I thought when you said you were also going to go, I thought you were also going to go, blub, blub, blub. I thought you were going to tree, I thought you were going tree hunting as well for a moment, Nicola. Yeah, I'm going to be here for a Triple Jan on Saturday. And it's a brilliant day as well. We have got tomorrow Play Your Crafts Right, Leann. We've also got a craft along and a new Dreamies launch in the craft house as well. It's a great day tomorrow. And then I will be giving my walking tour in Manchester on Sunday, which will be nice, free Manchester walking tours. So if you're in Manchester, 11 a.m, Sackville Gardens, I'll see you there. And then for a nice little Sunday lunch afterwards.
Oh, that sounds glorious.
Glorious little weekend.
Yeah, it does. It sounds lovely, Joe.
Let me know at home what you're doing with your weekend, please.
Yeah.
Because I'm nosy, mostly.
Right, now I'm just tucking this ribbon into those joins to keep it still. And then I'm going to fold over this piece to grab it, stick that to that. That's my final close. And while we were talking there, you've seen me lie the ribbon in the inside of the little heart. This is why I prefer to use a wet glue, because you've got more manoeuvrability when you get to this bit. But essentially, that is exactly what it will come together like. And then I've looped the ribbon at the top for this one so that it can be hung.
Lovely.
Now, isn't that really nice? And then you can spin the whole thing. And so the inside and the outside would spin. And you know those banana hooks you get? Instead of a fruit ball, you get a hook that goes over your fruit ball, like you hang your bananas on.
So it stops your bananas.
Yeah, if you've got one of those, these are great as little home decor pieces on one of those little hooks, because it can hang. Or, you can use any kind of little hook, can't you? But the whole thing then hangs and moves, which I think is lovely. It's a little bit different.
Lovely for a new baby project in this kind of style that you've
hang it up in a window or something like that.
Yeah, really lovely.
But this one is where I used the butterfly from the previous demonstration, and I just popped that on the outside of the frame, and I used a few little flowers, and that's a standing decoration. You could do the same with this, or you can have it as a full hanging twirling decoration, and you can do that with any of them.
Amazing, really beautiful. Great value as well. Under £40 means less than £10 per collection there, which is incredible $49.95. Use your platinum discount because as a platinum member, you're going to save almost another £8 there, which is brilliant. You'll save another $10 as a platinum member as well. $31.16, $39.96 for platinum members. If you've not yet placed an order with us here at Crafters TV, become a Club Inspire member and you get 20% off your first order, which is fantastic. So if you are watching us for the first time, hello, welcome, come in, take a seat, we don't bite. If you want to place an order, you can do so over on our website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu, and Club Inspire is how you get those better savings, which is amazing. Right, we are going to move on. Sandra, I thought Erin said Santa needs a new car, and I was thinking, what? Santa needs a new car? It's actually Sandra is going car shopping after the show. I hope you find what you're after, Sandra. Have you got your eye on something in particular? Leanne's had her hand up for about 40 seconds now, so we're going to go back to Leanne.
Thank you. I just wanted to show you, because I found them, the instructions that come in the pack. Because if you've watched that and thought, oh, I can't remember what Leanne did, I want you to see here that we've given you a lovely little insert where we show you the cut, the score, the half glue that I did, how it all comes together, and then how you put your little piece in the centre. And every single one of the packets has that in.
Amazing. So let me... Right. You get the stack and storage box, which is incredible. I want you to come and have a little look here what you can do with these on the front. So there's loads that you can do. Here, let me take you through. Shall I get this? Let me get the sheet out for you. So, you can use these for batteries and bulbs, cables, craft items, decorations, DIY items, fabrics, first aid, fishing equipment, camping pieces, Lego, sewing kits, stationery. That is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these. Do you know whose idea these were, Leanne? Sorry? Do you know whose idea these were?
I do, yeah. Oh. Simon Davies.
Simon Davies, I know. So you know Tiffany has like all the girls' names on all of her storage products. Yeah. We're saying Simon needs to do a range and have all the boys' names from all the boys at Crafters Companion.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not. Now the great thing is about these, let me share with you, is that you have all these dividers inside. So let's open this up, you can take a look at them. And the great thing is it's completely customizable. So you can take these out, have it completely empty if you want to. So you have got a slot for everything you want to pop in there, which is brilliant. And the other great thing is that the, oh, I didn't have that one closed. I didn't have the clips on that one. It was close, isn't it? Is that these dividers here, they come right to the very top. So let us say you're into jewellery making. You've got beads in there. You've got clasps, findings, all of those different things. You've got something for each and every one of those items. They are brilliant. Because they're customisable, it means that you can get all your stash. Maybe things that you have in your stash that are very difficult to store. You've got them rattling around in a drawer. They'll go in here brilliantly. £11.99 and $19.99. I don't want you to go for one of these though. I want you to go for three, because going for one will cost you £12. Going for three will cost you £24. One will cost you $20, three will cost you $40. Really, really awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to give you an opportunity to check out your basket on that brand new launch. Whilst you do that, let's share with you all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
There's some of the fun stuff we get up to here at Crafters TV. Sam McDonald's letting me know they're going to be watching the shows all weekend. That does please me, Sam. Any other questions you've got, keep them coming in. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. Should we move on and have a look at some gorgeous stamps and dies? I think we should. I'm going to go through these in their individual collections. There is a buy everything option for you as well. Let's start off with this one. Spring Has Sprung is what you're looking at here. All of these beautiful little characters here. So you've got a bit of everything in there, which I think is amazing. Things like your little deck chair, you've got some florals in there, some tea and saucers as well. And that is coming with this one here, which is the tree house, which is wonderful. So that's your first option. Then we've got this one here, which is family time, which is always precious, isn't it? Again, lots of cute little characters in here. You've got bunnies in there, badgers, foxes, you name it. Also some sentiments in there as well. And that is coming along with this one just here, which is your flower boutique, that lovely little cottage there. Is that like the tree that you're going to go finding this weekend, Erin? So this needs a gap. Imagine that tree in a gap and you're halfway there. This one here is the birthday wishes. Great for all of those celebration sentiments that you want to be creating. Birthdays, of course, the most popular occasion that we make cards for. That comes here with the woodland trail. Yours isn't going to be mucky and well used like my one. Don't you worry about that. Then you've also got on your special day. There's something really cute about this. The idea is there's two little field mouse getting married. I think it's utterly adorable. You've got flowers in there, you've got celebration drinks as well. There's a bit of everything in that one for you. And the church. And the great thing is, use the stamps and dies on their own, use the background stamps on their own, or pull the whole thing together. You've got lots of different options. $16.99, $22.95. Each of those options is saving you over 30%. Which is amazing. And you're getting the stamps for free, which is fantastic, really. Now, if you want it all and you want it now, then you can do that. This is for all of it. So everything I've literally just showed you, get it all together. And here's the details of that. $54.90, $72.90 represents the biggest saving. You see, you're saving £45 or $58. And then you can use your Club Inspire discount on the top of there as well. Lots of questions still coming in. Bubble and Squeak, I'm going to park that one for later. And Emma, I'm going to park that one for later as well. So we'll ask both of those in our little crafty Q&A, which we have here on Craft Chat Create. Second week in, Leanne, and I have learned how to say the title of the show. Progress, Craft Chat Create. Just rolls off the tongue now. Craft Chat Create. I know. Craft Chat Create. Craft Chat Create. Right, thank you. Thanks. I feel I deserve it. Right, should we go and have a look? I believe it's in the Flower Boutique we're going to have a look at with you, Leanne. Do I see some illustrators as well? I'm so glad you're doing these today, because illustrator pens are the ones that I know the least about.
Really?
I would say so.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm excited about this then. So yes, we're going to be using these Lee Holland stamps, and I'm just going to show you how to colour them in and cut them out and make a really pretty card. I love, if you like a cute character, if you like a little bit of cute in your life every now and again, these Lee Holland ones are absolutely the ones for you. They're glorious. And also if you just want to have some lovely backgrounds to colour, so example, the one you can see on my mat now, you don't have to put the cute characters on there if you don't want to, or you can use other cute characters that you've got at home already. For example, the Lee Holland dragon, you can put a little dragon in that garden. It doesn't have to be about the little characters that come in the set. I just think they're very usable.
Who is Lee Holland? Yeah.
Lee Holland is a phenomenal illustrator in the craft industry. Not just in the craft industry, but that's what he's most known for in our circle. Has his own business, does beautiful designs, amazing pieces of artwork, is just really very well known illustrator of this kind of genre of
amazing. And the dragons he did for us were cute, weren't they? I love the dragon portrait he did for Sarah. Have you seen of all the dragons that she works with? Did them in sort of actual dragon form. Very, very clever.
Absolutely gorgeous. So, Illustrator markers are our most premium marker in the Spectrum Noir collection. And illustrators are gel tipped, as you would expect. You've got a very fine detail bullet tip, much finer than any of our other markers. And then you've also got a high quality Japanese brush nib on the other side, which gives you that beautiful, soft, smooth blend and all of the flicks and texture that you want sometimes in your colouring. You've got proprietary ink inside there, so that's Crafter's Companion formula of ink. It isn't off the shelf. You won't be able to find another marker with this in. And the colours are all unique to the Spectrum Noir colour theory, which makes it very easy for you to select and put colours together. If I show you the ends of these three pens, it will explain that for you, because you can see here we've got DR2, DR4 and DR6, which stands for dark red 2, 4 and 6. The DR is the dark red, 2 is the lightest colour, 4 is a bit darker, 6 is a bit darker, 7 would be darker, 8 would be darker, 9 would be darker. So it just makes it very easy for you to select the colours that are going to work together to give you that beautiful, effortless, seamless blend.
Brilliant.
And the rest is in the using and the trying, because they are the nib itself. The nib, this brush nib, that brush nib is the, without the ink, without the barrel, without anything else, that one brush nib is the single most expensive component in the entire marker.
Amazing.
And it's twice the cost of anything else in the marker.
Oh, wow.
So this brush nib is why our illustrators are fantastic. And once you've used them and you've felt the smoothness of that and you've experienced that blend and those flicks, it's why you wouldn't want to use another marker. So our most premium pen in the Spectrum range.
Incredible. And great, you can get this for, you're looking at what, less than £2 a marker, which I think is brilliant value. Your platinum price, you're looking at probably closer to £1.50 a marker. So amazing. We've talked a lot, haven't we, at length, Leanne, about what it would cost you to go out and buy a comparable product from another brand out there on the market or online or wherever you want to go and do. Our own price comparisons, of course, do your own. Make sure you are comparing sort of like for like. We think the value is unbeatable by quite a long way.
Oh, absolutely. The cost is fantastic. So I'm explaining there to you about these being our most premium marker, which they are, but we don't charge the most premium price.
Absolutely.
Because what the ethos of Spectrum Noir, which I love and has been since the first marker we launched many, many years ago, is to make it affordable and accessible to all. So we give you all of the quality at a very affordable price. We could charge the same as those other brands out there, Joe, very, very easily we could, but we choose not to because we want to make it accessible. We want you to get the best quality at an affordable price. So artist quality at an affordable price. And I think we do that very well with this range.
If any of you watching have experiences, have been able to pick them up, use them, do some brilliant projects with them, I'd like to know how you got on with them, please. Let me know in the comments. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. Rosaura says, I actually started with the Illustrator markers, then the Tri-Blend, and I love them both equally. Bubble and Squeak says SM pens are just the best. Absolutely love the twin ends brush and the points are great. I have over 300 Spectrum Noir pens. Wowzers, bazinga, that's amazing.
It really is, isn't it? Well, you've probably got as many as I have.
Yeah.
I love them, Joe. You will get reliable. I mean, look how easy this is. Look how easy the blend is. I'm putting the lightest colour on there. I'm putting the darkest colour at this side. And I'm following that along all the way the roof tiles, because then they look like they're lying over the top of each other. The darkest colour there. Then I'll take a mid-tone and I'll go over the line between the two, and it effortlessly
So cool, isn't it?
blends it together.
I love the way it creates that illusion of light. It's almost like the sun's hitting it and it's bouncing back off the roof, isn't it? It's got that amazing tone there, which is just fantastic. I think they are incredible. Rachel, a social media superstar, says, I use a competitor's brand. Now I exclusively use illustrators. They are my favourites. We hear that a lot with these. I think as well, a lot of people, what I love about Spectrum Noir as a whole is that we kind of, there's nothing, how can I put this in a really nice way without sounding super rude? There's nothing elitist about Spectrum Noir products.
No,
because there's a lot of companies and brands out there, and you know, people that do art, artists. It's a little bit elitist and exclusionary, isn't it? And it's you must do this, and it's all a bit stuffy and a bit. What we sort of do is bring you products that you can afford. We make them accessible. We tell you how you can use it, and anyone can be an artist. I'm going to use inverted commas now every time I say that.
Well, Joe, look, I make no apologies for that, because when we first brought out and I don't think you need to worry about sounding, because it's not rude, it's true.
But do you know what I mean? So it can be a bit of a difficult thing to get started in, can't it?
Absolutely. And look, when we first launched Spectrum Noir, you would regularly hear me saying in TV demonstrations, I developed these pens to remove the snobbery.
Yes,
And
snobbery, good
snobbery.
word.
And because that was, you have to be in practice for years, you have to be using a pen that costs you £4 a pen, for $6, $7 a pen. If you're not using them, you're not a true colourist. You're never going to be as good as me, you're going to have to try for years. And that just used to frustrate the life out of me, because it's not about that, it's about having a quality product at your fingertips, and as long as you've enjoyed the experience, then you've had a nice time and you've done a good job. I often tell the story about, and there's only us here, isn't there?
Yeah, no one at home. There's not
nobody,
hundreds of people watching.
No, there's only us here. So I regularly tell the story. Look, can I just mention there before I did you see how I used the very fine bullet tip to go round the foliage?
Yeah, I'm thinking how you're going to get round there with that brush nib, but perfect to have that bullet tip.
That's why this fine bullet tip is perfect for that, and the shadow's in the right place. I regularly tell the story about when I was once demonstrating in a craft store, and I'm going to say in the UK, so it's not easily identifiable. A craft store in the UK, and I was demonstrating our Spectrum Noir markers that were brand new launched. In the store on the same day was another craft demonstrator, and they were demonstrating another premium brand of marker, which at the time was probably 4 times the cost of a Spectrum Noir marker. And
I know it is now. We're mouthing names across the studios, aren't we?
So, and that demonstrator was showing how to, and they're a lovely marker. They're 4-5 times the cost of a Spectrum at the time. Lovely marker, but the people who were there were being told, I've been doing this for years, and when you get these, you're going to have to practice every day, and it will take you a few years to be able to get a result like you can see me achieving here. Right, so
this is like when someone recommends a Netflix series to you. The episodes are an hour, and you've got to watch 3 before it gets going. I haven't got the time, Leanne.
No.
I want to be hooked in from the start.
You want to be in from the start. So then those people were like, feeling a bit sad, like, well, I want to be able to colour, but I don't want to have to spend it. And then they were having a little mooch around the store and finding me at the end of the store, just with my Spectrum Noir, going, look here, 3 colours for a blend, take 3 with the same letters on the end, take 3 numbers, 1 number apart, put them down like this, like I am, you'll get a brilliant result. And then handing them the marker and saying, here, have a go. and they were getting the results exactly the same as me.
Perfect.
And so many of those people went out with a set of markers and are still in touch with me today to say, my word, I'm so pleased I got Spectrum Noir and I am thoroughly enjoying my colouring journey. And that would be the message I have for all of you, which is you can do this. The quality of these markers make it very, very easy for you. I mean, look how effortless all of this blending is. I'm not even worrying about harsh lines with these illustrators. I'm just putting the colours down, tickling the end of it again, and getting these beautiful, beautiful ombres that are very easy to achieve. Nicola is nice and close.
That's going to be our nickname now, Knickers, forever.
Nicola is nice and close.
That was meant to be Nicola's, as in Nicola is nice and close.
Yes.
And it came out, Knickers nice and close.
Just bear with me. Just bear with me while I get a blender
No problem
pen,
at all.
guys.
Lots of you chatting away. Rosaura says watching Leanne colour is so mesmerising. Sam McDonald says I used to buy another brand but couldn't blend with them. Exactly what Leanne was just highlighting there. Knickers, honestly. I bought Spectrum Noir and they blend effortlessly and are so easy to use. Illustrators are the ones I need to shine. I have the tri-blends and the classics and I love them both so much. Would you agree there is room for every single pen that we carry in the Spectrum Noir range in someone's crafty stash, or is there like an element of if you've got this one you don't need this one going on, Leanne, or do they all do something different for us?
They all do something different for us. You
Okay.
just have to really just decide about where you would like to start and what you want to do.
Brilliant.
I have all of our markers, I use all of our markers, and they all have a place in my collection. It just depends on how much time I want to spend on a day, how much time I've got available, what project I'm working on, what type of image I'm colouring. It makes a difference. If you were only going to choose one set of markers, I am very much of the, I said this to friends who are buying a house, I'm very much of the go to where you think you'll end up. So buy the best you can afford. And so if you were only ever going to invest in one, and you think you're going to be a really dedicated colourist, I would invest in Illustrator because you're just going to get that effortless result. All of our markers are fantastic, but these are the premium. And so that's what I would be doing, but it just depends on, where you are in your journey. When you've got a good deal like this, it makes sense for me to get the premium and try them and see if that's where you want to stick, because you can do that at a very affordable price when we've got a deal like this. Right, so I'm finishing colouring these in.
Also, if you are shopping in the UK on these, you can get these home for £19.75 on ClearPay. 3 further instalments spaced at 2-week intervals. Love the fact that that's interest free as well, which is brilliant. It doesn't cost you anything at all to use that service. You'll find more details about ClearPay over on our website. Simply click the ClearPay option at the checkout and you can go through and create a ClearPay account. If you've already got a ClearPay account, then it's very easy to set one up. So yeah, make sure you take advantage of it. Something that we're all sort of used to using these days, isn't it? Lots of websites now offer that services.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I think it's great because it just makes everything much more accessible and affordable, doesn't it?
Especially this time of year.
Oh gosh, yeah. We've still not been paid since Christmas. So, just popping my 3 levels of colour on here. I know Nicola can get rid, she has, good. I want to just show you how to correct a mistake.
Yes, Bubble and Squeak, I love that username by the way. What if I slip and put a red line across the page, Leanne, or over another colour?
Yeah, so let me just show you how to correct a mistake. Can you see that I have just come out of the line a little bit there at the side of the door?
Oh, I can see that.
Can you see? Lovely. So I was not as careful as I should have been, and I've got a little line, and that's because I'm speeding along for TV purposes. Always make sure you've got a piece of scrap cardstock underneath, and then take your blender pen, which is in fact a corrector pen, and then what you do is you push the ink through the cardstock to the scrap piece below. And so you take your blender pen, and on that little bit that you've come out of the line with that is in the way, you push it through the cardstock. So just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and it'll get lighter, and it will go through the fibres, the layers of the card, and it will end up underneath, and you'll see that in a second. Now, when it's a colour like red, like this, it takes a few goes because it's the most difficult colour to correct, red. But if this was a yellow or a pink or a purple, you'd be okay. But you'll be able to see that that is lightening up now. And if I do this,
£2.49 to get your hands on one of those. It's available separately over on the website, yeah.
yeah, it comes through all of the layers, and you let that dry now, and you can see it's getting lighter. Let it dry so the alcohol's all gone, and then you will do that again, and eventually you will have pushed it through and you'll not be able to see it. So that's how you correct a mistake if you do come outside of the line.
Awesome. There you are, Bubble and Squeak. Hope that answers the question for you. And it has pretty much all gone. Brilliant.
Yep. So that mark you can see, that's wet card. That's just the clear alcohol solution. That will dry and become invisible.
Perfect.
And then I'll do it again, and that red dot will have gone.
Amazing. I love that.
Which is why I love my blender pen. It's so handy to have for that reason. I mean, as it is, I'm actually going to put some dark brown shading around the house, so you'll not see it anyway, but I thought it would take the opportunity to show you how. Right, do you want me to continue colouring the house, or would you like to see the card assembled?
I'm enjoying, let's see it.
Let's see it.
I don't know, I gave you both answers
You
there,
did,
didn't I?
I'm enjoying
I said
that, but let's see it.
I'm enjoying seeing the colouring there, but I kind of want to see it done. I don't know. Erin, what are we thinking?
Let's see it done. Okay, so you would continue with your illustrators and look at how much shine and light and shade you can get on there. It really is lovely. Continue doing, and it ends up coloured like this, in exactly the same way. And then what you're going to do is take your little characters, your little dies and stamps, and I've got the set here just to show you how. So you've got your lovely little stamps, and you'll stamp that. Stamp it out, and then every stamp has a matching die. Voila. So I'm just going to fast forward and show you that. So here we go. Here's the example where we've got the little raccoon. There he is. And then you can, I've got the hold of the wrong die, Leanne. Where's the die?
Have you got the right set?
Have I got the right set?
So
I've picked up the wrong set.
You're looking at the house, aren't you?
Yes.
So the house has the one with the tent on it.
The what? The tent?
The tent, the
what's
mat,
it called?
the bunnies. It's called, the die set that goes with the house is called Family Time.
Family Time, Woodland Trail, Flower Boutique, Village Church.
But actually you've got the
Birthday
raccoon
wishes.
there, and I think the raccoon is on the, let me check for you.
I'm using birthday wishes here.
Yes, birthday wishes. Oh, no.
I've mixed two sets
You've
together.
mixed two. Let me find the raccoon and I'll be able to let you. So you need to find the one for, yes, birthday wishes.
Birthday wishes.
Yeah,
and
so
I
you
don't
got the
have that
raccoon
die
for.
set here. But the stamps and dies work together as I've just shown you. So you'll stamp it out, then you'll put your little die around and it'll cut out your little people for you.
Well, the great thing about going for the whole collection, which is available, you've got all of the options. You mix and match everything.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've done. So I've stamped and cut out and coloured the little woodland animals, and then some of the little accessories, and just colour them all in, and you can lay them up. He's going to have the balloon. He's coming to visit with the balloon in his hand.
I must admit, Leanne, when you use the illustrators, you can really see, can't you?
Oh,
from
you
that
can.
Finished project, you can see that you've used something utterly premium. Because the blending and the shading, it's the first time I've seen them used in a long time, and they are in a league of their own.
They are in a league of their own.
All of our products are brilliant, but this is another level.
And it's because of that Japanese brush nib.
Right.
And the ink in this pen is exactly the same as the ink in all of our other pens.
Okay, excellent.
So you don't get a more premium ink in the pen, but the difference is the delivery in that Japanese brush nib. Now, you can see I would build all that together. Here is a finished card where I've built all of that together. I'll keep those for later. What I like to do now, Joe, is use my glossy highlights.
Oh, shiny.
Shiny, because I like to make my balloons look like they're really standing out and shiny, which I just think is fantastic. So I'm just going to see if mine is.
Are you good to go?
No, I think I need my pokey tool in there, Joe. Just bear with
you've
me
got
a
a bit
sec.
of a blockage.
I've got a little blockage. I'm going to get it out.
No problem at all. Any questions, you've got to keep getting them into it. So if you want to go for the glossy highlight, you actually get 2 sets of the clear overlay glitter sparkle pens. So that's 6 pens there, and 120 mils of the glossy highlight. You get 60 mils in each of those. The glossy highlight, when we launched it, we sold thousands of them in a matter of days, and they sold out. They are now back in stock over on the website, so make sure you are filling your boots with those ones.
I'm back. I got my blockage out, Joe. So what I like to do now is, with my glossy highlight, flood the balloon. Now it will look cloudy when you first do it because that's how the glossy highlight goes on. But once it's dry, it becomes beautifully clear and it looks completely enamelled. It's fantastic. It's honestly the best medium for this and is amazing with your alcohol colouring.
I love how it's sort of, you can create dimension with it, but it's also self-levelling.
Yes.
Like it's the perfect viscosity, isn't it? It's a very, very cleverly designed product, this one.
Yeah, and it took us a long time to get this formula correct with the manufacturer. But then it's also, if you want it, the best and strongest embellishment glue.
Nice.
It's a really good adhesive too. I've fixed pearl earrings at home with this.
Wow, really?
Back onto the back, yeah. I've fixed my pearl earrings with glossy highlights.
Amazing.
So that there now looks a little bit flat, but at the end of the show we'll come back and look at it when it's dry,
You can
and
really
you'll
see it
just
starting
look.
to get, look, you can see it there.
You'll just have a beautiful shiny balloon there. Now I like my clear overlay too on these projects because I want the parcel to be glittery. So I'm just going to make sure that that's running. Lovely. And so I can go over the top of my alcohol marker because that's alcohol. I can go over with a water-based clear overlay and it will not move the alcohol ink underneath. But what you will get when that's dry is a lovely glittery shimmer on the present as well. And then you can add that little glittery shimmer wherever you would like it to be. So we can go on the frosting of the cake if that's what we'd like to do. We could put a little bit of a birthday sparkle on the ends of the trees because why not? You could go onto your bunting if you want to do that. And then when this is all dry, you'll have that beautiful shimmer and sparkle in all of those tiny little areas, and you'll have the most gorgeous glossy balloon. I really love these little sets because you can create a whole story. And I would send that to a man, to a woman, to a child. I would send it to anybody, Joe. I just think it's gorgeous.
Really, really beautiful. You could definitely send it to absolutely everyone, couldn't you? $24.97, $30.85 for the clear overlay and the glossy highlights. Let's go through then the Lee Hollands that are available for you in the smaller collections as well. So you got your stamps and dies here. This is Spring Has Sprung, and it's coming with that lovely treehouse background. You then have the Family Time, which comes with your Flower Boutique. This one here is the Birthday Wishes. That is coming with the Woodland Trail. And then finally, you get the On Your Special Day, which is coming with the Village Church. Now, if you want it all, you can go for this particular option coming up just here, $54.90, $72.90, which is brilliant. She's Lee. So Bubble and Squeak says, Joe, Bubble and Squeak were two of my cats, black and white, who came to us when their mummy died. She had them for almost 10 years. I use this on YouTube, but Emma Cat, our first cat, on Facebook. So Bubble and Squeak is Bubble and Squeak on YouTube, Emma Cat on Facebook, named after all of her cats. Love that. Let's share with you, let me show you this, because this, if you don't have this, try stamping over on the website. Remember, individual stamps, excluding stamps and dies, are 50% off all weekend as part of our New Year, New Craft event. This would be a great tool to use alongside those. £25 or $32. Now that gets you the stamping platform, an absolute essential, this one. You are also going to get here as well the Rustic Brown in the Finesse alcohol proof ink. And you've got 16 sheets of the Neenah cardstock too, saving you over a quarter there on that one. The other thing I want to share with you as well is this. So a triple pack, a trio of our Neenah stamping card. This was out of stock for quite a while, so it's nice that we've got this back in stock and we're putting on a cheeky little discount for you as well. What is it about Neenah? Why is Neenah so important, Leanne?
So Neenah is incredibly important if you're using any kind of alcohol marker because it's smooth, not coated, not porous. It won't suck the ink out of your pen. It won't let the alcohol ink bleed out into the fibres and outside of your stamped lines, and it will give you that superior vibrancy and smooth look of colour. It's the thing that I would always insist you've got if you're using alcohol markers.
Brilliant. And if you're going to invest in great pens, make sure you've got the perfect medium to work on too as well. £11 or $17. We're going to be having a little chat on the other side of this, but let's share with you a quick buy.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Make light work of intricate and delicate die cutting designs with the Pokey tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set. Quick buy, get yours now.
There we are. We're coming over to the sofas. We just like to take a little breather, don't we, halfway
We
through
do,
the show?
like a little rest.
We have done a lot of crafting. We've done a lot of creating. Now it's time we do a bit of chatting, I think, don't you?
Oh yeah, why not?
Let's take some questions then. We've had some come in. I'm going to start with this one. You can answer this one first, Leanne.
Okay.
Rihanna says, what do you both like to do away from Crafter's Companion?
Oh, that's a good one. How long have we got?
I think we've got at least 25 minutes, Erin.
Um,
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Okay, excellent. I am very crafty at home still,
Yeah.
Joe. So I think crochet is probably my main out of work hobby. But more importantly, I love to cook. I really do love to go home, porridge in, and just take some time cooking a nice meal. So I really do like to do that. I like to go out to restaurants for nice meals. But more importantly than that, I like to spend time with my very much loved friends and my family. So time with friends and family is probably the most important thing to me outside of work.
For me, it's definitely going out for nice meals with friends. Yeah. I love to do that. I love to travel. I travel a lot. I can on my downtime. I know we're not able to travel very much at the moment. A keen theatre goer. Love the theatre, especially musicals. I try and go to the theatre every week. I am obsessed with Eurovision. There's another thing that's coming up soon. There's a lot of things on the go, isn't there?
A lot of things on the go.
And yeah, I love seeing friends. And I also crochet as well. Shantae, you slay. Crochet away.
Crochet away.
Is what we like to say.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I'd also do walking tours. Give walking tours in my home city in my spare time as well. So
and I missed out our caravan.
You missed out your caravan?
Yeah, we've got our caravan, haven't we? So
Can you go up there this time of year?
No, 1st of March to the 31st of October. You'll find me at the caravan on most weekends. Crocheting and walking and eating.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a crafty one then as well. Tim says, can you ask Leanne about the classics for only had at Christmas? I got the sets of core colours, hardly using them. They seem to be having a couple of them. One of them has dried up essentially. If you ever have a problem with a pen, the quality is not there, you need to speak to one of our customer services.
Yeah, just call customer services.
Because they will replace them for you at the drop
in a
of
flash.
a hat. Because there obviously is, the quality is such that they shouldn't be doing that.
No, I would say make sure that you're putting your caps on correctly.
Yeah.
So it's highly unusual that would ever happen with a Classique, an Illustrator, a tri-blend. And so please do make sure that you are putting your caps on correctly, that you've got that snap in there. But if you have got that, do call customer services and they'll help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a case of call them and they'll say, well, we don't think you put the cap on. The main thing is that you get a product that you're happy with.
Yes.
And we also then educate you on how you can use it and how you can stop it happening again, because it absolutely shouldn't be happening.
No.
Sandy says, I watched Sarah make the creator card with a rose. I'm not sure about this one. Rose creator card, how do I do it with a 14-inch piece of card? Because I've got it as a 12 by 12. So essentially, how do you make a 12 by 12 card? How can you extend it and make a 14-inch piece of card?
Oh gosh, that's an excellent question. Right, so I'd have to see the card in question, but if I'm doing something like that and it needs one long piece, I look for where there's a score line. And where there would be a score line, I'll cut it and then I'll join 2 pieces of card together at the back so that you can't see where that's happened. The join becomes invisible. So as you're scoring and going up and finding where they are, so let's say you've scored up at 6 inches and then you've got another score at 6 inches and then you've got 2 inches for whatever the card shape is. I'd be cutting on the 6 inch, joining it at the back, and then I've got that extended piece of card. Hope that makes sense. I'll be able to show you with some cardstock when we get back to the counter if we need to.
Bubble and Squeak asks as well, if you score a blank piece of card, should you fold the score line inwards or outwards? So when you score, do you fold in Do you fold towards or do you fold away?
Well, that is a fantastic
It is, isn't
question. My word, I love this question because it's one of my pet peeves. So whenever you score, so you put your card onto your board, you always put your decorative side facing up. And I know that feels uncomfortable because you feel like you want to protect your precious decorative side and you want to put that underneath so that you're not scoring on top of it. However, you always have the decorative side facing up, score into it and then fold away from yourself. So you fold against it, and that gives, because what you're doing is breaking the fibres of the card, making a nice bend, and it means you get no cracks in your crease.
Don't want a crack in your crease. No. It's not comfortable at all, let me assure you. Bubble and Squeak says, Leanne, you've shared your favourite colour. Now, can you share what is your preferred ink pad range? It's like asking someone their favourite children, Bubble and Squeak, but...
Gosh. So I can only have one ink pad range. I'm going to a desert island and I can only take one of my ink pad collections with me.
We're not sending you to a desert island, but I like that that's where your brain goes.
It has to, because otherwise I couldn't choose. Harmony Water Reactive.
There you are, our best-selling ink pad range. How many times have you thought, I just wish I hadn't bothered with that during a demo? Is what Emma wants to know.
Every time I'm on air, no. I would say that's probably happened to me 10 times in my entire career. Because the demos are usually, well, always very well thought out. We try to think about how to make it very easy and understandable for you, how to really demonstrate the versatility to use, make it so that you can do it when you get it home. So we spend a lot of time planning those demos. Sometimes they don't always go to plan, and I would say there's probably been in my entire career 10 times where I've thought, oh, I'd just like to put that in the bin and start again.
Wow.
But that's usually down to my ineptitude rather than anything else.
Okay. Sam McDonald says, hi Leanne, would we consider doing a USB of all the Sarah signature paper pads?
Wow. So the first problem there is all of the Sarah signature paper pads are 12 by 12 and you can only print US letter size or A4. So you would lose quite a chunk of the design. It would be cropped off, or it would be resized and you might lose some of the scale. So that's a conundrum. So I'm going to say never, but it provides some challenges.
Okie doke. Bubble and Squeak wants to know which stamps are better, acrylic, rubber or photopolymer?
Oh gosh, none of them are better.
Right.
They all have their uses, their place.
So what would you use each one for then?
So for a rubber stamp is my first love and the one that I would choose.
These are sort of orange, brown ones.
The grey.
Grey ones.
Grey ones.
Some brands
wood
have them in
mounted.
orange,
They
don't
do,
they?
yes.
Yeah.
Tends to be in the USA.
Right.
It would be an orange, the rubber. A rubber stamp is brilliant for all of your mixed media. So you can pour molten embossing powder on a rubber stamp. You can iron on top of it with an iron if you're doing fantasy film. They're indestructible unless you cut through it with a pair of scissors, is what I would say for a rubber stamp. So they're great for real heavy use and also for beautiful fine lines. Polymer and acrylic are much of a muchness actually. So a photopolymer stamp is better for silhouette stamping. And we've used that when we've done our layering stamps because it's a nice clear impression. And then acrylic is great for outline, for colouring in with your alcohol markers. So we will choose, depending on the product and how you're going to use it and the result we need you to achieve, we'll choose which one of those materials we make the stamp out of.
There you are. I hope that answers your question. Bubble and Squeak also wants to know if your caravan is a touring caravan.
It is a touring caravan. But it's located in one position. We have it on a seasonal pitch. So we did tour for years. When our son was small, we would tour. And this is our third caravan actually. But now we just have it on a static, on a pitch, and we leave it there all year round and we travel to the caravan. So we treat it as a static, although it's a tourer.
And one more cheeky one at the end for you. Crafting Stacey says, don't know if this got missed yesterday. Has Leanne got any gossip about what's coming in 2022?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
The name's Bond, Adhesive Bond.
Yeah, Adhesive Bond. I'm not in a position to share just yet.
Oh. It's on a need-to-know basis,
It is.
clearly. Remember, we have loads of shows coming up for you today and every day here. Here's your show times for Monday to Friday. So 8 a.m. in the morning, you'll have the Monday to Friday show, Craft Chat Create. And then every single day of the week, we also have the 3 other shows for you as well. So midday, 3 p.m, 7 p.m. Let me talk you through the kind of shows that we bring to you here on Crafters TV as well. So Colour Me Happy, Sunday at midday, you find that's our weekly destination colouring show. If you've loved Leann's colouring demonstrations in this show, then that's a great place to come and see those. The award-winning Craft Along is back. That's where we focus on one product and we all do a project in real time. It's basically a craft class. So one tomorrow at 3 p.m, myself and Jan. It's a Swan Lake box. I may partake in that myself, actually. Craft House also comes up on a Saturday night. It's where we launch brands. We bring other brands into our crafty studio, or we have some special guests. I've got Dreamy's launch with Jan tomorrow for that as well. Launch day, that's coming up at 3 p.m. today, actually. That's where we launch brand new products. This is kind of a Craft Chat Create mashup launch day, really, because we brought you something new in this show. 7 p.m, that one comes your way. Play Crafts Right, that's always Saturday at midday with myself and Jam. We play some games, we bring you some great deals, and we give you a preview of what's coming throughout the rest of the day on Saturday. Softer Side of Life, that is today with myself and Leann, actually, which is going to be great. It's a very special Softer Side for you coming out. It's our weekly destination needlecraft show. And then Wake Up Call, that's here at midday, Monday to Friday, most usually with Craig, so that'll be back for you a little bit later today, actually, in a couple, 2.5 hours. You have got George, Craig, and Becky Swan as well, the lovely Becky S, on that show today, which is brilliant. Right, there's some of the stuff that happens here on Crafters TV. Let's also share with you some of the fun stuff we get up to.
Each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Absolutely, we do create every single day. A stonking great deal coming up for you now on this next product. Some more crafty questions coming in, the crafty ones, your crafting conundrums, keep them coming in and I'll ask Leann some more before the end of the show. Rosaura says, I love crocheting, I've been doing it a lot lately, making amigurumi dolls. That's what I make, the amigurumi dolls, which I absolutely love. Crafting Stacey said, I'd love to work for Crafters Companion. Get on the website, hit the careers button, send us your CV, you never know. Right, we're going to move on then. Let's have a look at these. These were incredible when we launched them. So busy. You are saving, they should be £137 or $155. You're saving today $96.95 or $109.21, which is absolutely awesome. So let me take you through them. They are double-sided window dies. I love them. These are the ones you're going to get. You're going to get the Pig in a Window, which sounds like a Tina Turner song to me. Anyone else?
Yes, steaming windows.
Pig in windows. Yeah, I love it. You've got the rose window there as well. You're going to have the tulip window, the lily window. Lily's my all-time favourite flower. Cherry blossom. Love a bit of cherry blossom. And you've got the water lily in there as well. which is fantastic. 6 pieces there. You can spread the cost on ClearPay if you wish. Something else you might want to go for as well are the double-sided cutting plates. You will need double-sided die plates, of course, in order to use these. You'll find those over on the website if you want to get your hands on them. Remember as well, double-sided die is completely patented technology to us here at Crafts Companion, which is brilliant. Right, Leanne, double-sided dies. How did this come about? Because I mean, no one else is doing this out there, are they, on the market?
No, so we like to innovate all of the time. So we like to push the boundaries, challenge what we're doing, see if we can do it in a better way, see if we can do something that might bring you a cost saving but more bang for your buck, which a double-sided die does. And so we just pushed ourselves. Really unique concept, and of course if we come up with a really unique concept and it's one that does not currently exist out there, we're going to patent it because this was our idea. And that is what we've done with these double-sided dies. And when I show you how they cut, you're going to be blown away. Now, before I do that, the question earlier would just be, how do you extend your cardstock, Joe?
Yes, please.
So I thought, you know what, let's just have a look at that and I can show you what I would do. So let's say I want to do a easel card, a tent easel card, and I want to do it 7 inches tall. How am I going to manage to do that? Well, we're going to do it by gluing our card together. Now I'm trying frantically to work my measurements out in my head as we do this. I probably should have jotted them down with a pencil, so if I don't get it right first time, I'm sure you'll forgive me. But what I'm going to do is just cut my piece of cardstock here to 7 inches wide on the long side. So that is how long I want my piece of how wide I want it for my easel. I then want another piece the same width. Here we go. Now I'm going to score this piece now. It's 7 inches. And I'm going to pop that up to that edge there and score it here at 7. Just getting my score tool, which you'll see then I've got a piece which is definitely not another 7 inches here. So this is going to be my first piece, and that's going to be the front of my card. So that's ready there. I then need to be able to pop this on to another piece to get that the right size. So I will do the same again and I'll score at 7 inches. So now I'm working with a 14-inch piece of cardstock, if that makes sense, because I'm joining 2 pieces together. And getting that score at 7 there, to join them together, all I do is trim this down to give me an area to glue it together. And this would get glued at the back.
Okay.
Like that. If that makes sense. So you can see how that's starting to come together to create the easel shape there. And that's just by joining and joining at the back. There we go. And you can see how I can do the easel. Does that make sense? Joining it here. I'm going to cut another piece of card though, because I actually want it to come out 7 inches here. Oh,
this is going to be a whopper, isn't it, this?
It's going to be huge, yeah. And this is what I like to do. So don't worry about having a piece of card which is the exact size you need. You can join your card together, and then what I'm going to do is show you how to hide these joins, because you might say, oh, I don't want that because I don't want everyone to see all the joins on the back of my card. You can actually make a design feature out of that. I'm going to keep that because I'll need it and get some coloured cardstock. So here we go. Here are my 3 pieces for me to make a 7-inch easel. Keep your little pieces that you're not using. I like to use a red liner to assemble this because I don't want it to come apart. It's a piece of red liner here.
Now you'll find loads of different red liners on our website. They all come in varying thicknesses for you as well. So go over there and check that out. It was my nemesis until recently, Leanne. I don't know what happened. I had a little word with it, and we're friends now.
Oh yeah. Oh God, I'm so pleased. Was it picking on you, Joe?
Look, I can't continue to have you in my life if you're going to cause me all these issues. And now it plays ball with me.
Does it?
Just had a little word with it.
Good, I'm pleased. I am very pleased. Now I wanted to show you a top tip from me for getting things, because red liner tape grabs immediately, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
So take the little backing off some of the way and fold it down so you've got 2 little lugs like that. Then when you come to join it, make sure those little lugs stay stuck out. Here and here. Like this. And so you can get it in the right place. You can line it up, because I'm lining that up with that score line there. So you can get your join right against your score line, but the whole thing isn't stuck down, which means if you haven't got quite right, you can lift it up and move it. And then when you've got it in the right place, you take your lug that you've created and do that.
Perfect.
And it sticks it in place. It's great, isn't it? And then you do it on the other side and you do, look. And then it's perfect. So I've joined that now, excuse me. And then we just score that over. And we've got that ready to be our easel, but you've got a 7-inch easel. And then this 7x7 piece I've done here, gets stuck on the base of there, and now you've got that perfect easel card. So you just cut and join, and then what I do to hide my joins, Joe, is I'll do some matting and layering. Sorry. Oh, I am sorry. I know, sorry guys.
We're a bit tickly today, aren't we?
We are
tickly
tickly.
and a bit snotty today.
There's something in the air.
Yeah. We, have you got some water over there?
I have got a drink. It doesn't seem to be
Fabulous.
helping.
Would you want some water instead of some tea? Would that help?
That might help,
I'll
thank
get you
you.
some water. You hold the line.
And then what I would do now is mat and layer by cutting myself little mats and layers along that back join, and maybe if I've got a piece of pretty paper just on this space here, and that hides all of the joining for you. So I would say look for where your score lines are, cut and join a bigger piece, and then you can get all of what you need to do for your tent folds and your easels, or just for your bigger card bases if that's what you want to do. That's how I do it. Okay, so on to the double-sided dies now. I just wanted to show you that, same as we had the question. Okay, that's how I make an 8x8 card out of A4. I just join it at the back. Right, so on to the double-sided dies. Does that make sense, Joe, do you think? Or do you think it was confusing?
Yeah, it's always good. I mean, you can go for A3 cardstock, which is brilliant.
Of course
A3 Centura Pearl over on the website. If you don't have any
If
to
you
hand,
haven't got
you
it
wanna
at
make
home.
something now, then absolutely you can, of course, do that. Lots of questions coming about double-sided dies. I understand a lot of you maybe own double-sided dies and are yet to use them, are yet to purchase double-sided dies for the first time. If you are going to use a double-sided die for the first time, then absolutely this is a great starting point for you, because you've got an incredible saving on these. 96.95 is your saving, or 109.21. But if you've got any questions that maybe have stopped you having a go with these, pop them over to me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. Some questions coming in. Jean wants to know, Leanne, if you can use the embossing, rubber embossing mat, and you can also, if you can use the rubber embossing mat to emboss your double-sided dies. I just got you that glass of water and popped it down over there for you, Leanne.
Oh, thank you.
It's like a surprise water that turned up. Leanne's like, there's water here. John comes in with more water.
And
It's
I'm
like a sort of French mime comedy sketch.
And I'm
going
like,
on
it
over
was
there.
like a whole conveyor belt of water.
Yeah.
John's got all the water.
John's got more water now.
And then there was a water here, and I'm like, oh my God, but John, there's a magic water.
Magic water.
We don't, and we're both looking at each other going, we don't know about the water. So thank you for
I'd
the
love
water.
a water, please, John. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to bring it in? I just thank you very much. Cheers, John. Yeah, don't drink your painting water like Debbie did the other day. I thought she drank it by accident. Turns out she had a cough and she just knew it was painting water, but just went for it anyway. Yeah. Pam E's dog ate a whole container of the Enchanted Dreams chunky glitter we found out yesterday in our Wake Up Call show. I know. What goes in must come out. Exactly. Glitter. It was good job it was chunky. Chunky glitter, I mean. Astrid says, I adore my double-sided dies. Bubbling Squeaks is excellent red line tip. But Jean was asking about can you use your embossing mat with double-sided dies, Liam?
There's no need.
No.
No, I mean, there is absolutely no need, because there is no, when you look at a double-sided die, you can see here, as we look at it, it's got that raised cutting edge on side one. You can see that there. And then on the other side, the cutting edge, and I'm going to show you how it cuts both designs in one pass. For a die to have embossing capability, and I'm going to grab one of these in here to show you why I'm saying that. For a die to be able to have some embossing capability, it has to have a hole in it. Right. So the rubber mat pushes the card through the hole, and that's how you get embossed detail, the spaces in your dies. So because there are no holes or spaces here, Using an embossing mat will not help.
Solid piece of metal, isn't it?
Right, so what I've got together now is my double-sided die cutting plates and my 2 cutting plates, and I've got some cardstock here. I've got a deep salmon and a pale peach. And so I'm just going to position my die and then position this one on top. And then what I like to do now is use my repositionable tape and just keep everything still. And you'll see how I've gone larger. So I have done a larger piece, so if it moves a little bit, I'm still going to get a full frame. And then just in the corners, repositionable tape here and here, just stops those 2 pieces of cards moving around. And it's just belt and braces really, especially if this is the only 2 pieces of this colour card you've got left and you absolutely needed to use it for the project. Just belts and braces, save it.
Belts and braces.
Belts and braces. Well, you would normally only wear a belt or a brace, wouldn't you? So if you put on both, your trousers definitely aren't falling down.
No.
No. So belts and braces.
Have you seen the sort of things that men can get for their shirts, the knee thing? So like a suspender belt. So it goes around your leg. It's like a piece of elastic around your leg, and then it's got like braces, but that come up, and you clip your shirt onto it.
So it doesn't ride up.
Keeps your shirt down, so when you bend over,
it doesn't pop out. I love that idea. And also it means, I think that's fantastic. It also means you're not going to get cold in your kidneys.
What?
You're not going to get cold in your kidneys.
Cold in your kidneys?
Yeah, you're not going to get an exposed back.
No, exactly.
I like that. Just to mention as well, for the sandwich, clear plate, double-sided die plate, double-sided die plate, clear plate. So that's the sandwich. So you've got clear plate, double-sided die, card, double-sided, clear. That's what we've got in the sandwich, just to be clear.
Awesome. Can you use normal cutting dies with double-sided cutting plates? Asked Rexy Boo Boo.
There's no reason to.
Okay.
So, I mean,
there you are.
You know, nothing's going to blow up, but you have no reason to.
Okie doke.
It doesn't replace a metal shim. If the reason for that question is, would it work instead of my metal shim?
It's too thick to be a shim, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it is. There's really no need to.
Okie doke. Astrid says, I adore my double-sided dies. They are fabulous.
Yeah, I agree. They're very, well, they're impressive. It's nice to be able to get those 2 different results. You get 2 cut pieces in one pass, so you get double bang for your buck. What's that?
An opportunity to craft as well.
Oh, Joseph.
A bum out.
Honestly, I mean, you've just excelled right there. You cannot do any better than that.
Before?
No.
Oh, I've bored everyone with that.
I have never heard that. I've removed my 2 frames and now I've got my die. So you'll see, I'm just going to move these pieces to the side. I've got my pale peach cut piece and I've got my dark salmon cut piece, and that's on both sides of my die.
Nice.
So now I can just remove these. So a little tap gets them to come out. Brilliant. There we go. And then the quality of the die, I mean, look at this. So I don't even need my pokey tool. So the quality of these dies is such that all I'm doing is running a gentle finger across those little pieces and encouraging them. They're all just landlocked, so the cut is perfect. I like to do a little flick, and then they'll come out. And so all of those pieces are all out now. So exactly, there we go. I'll just show you.
Terry's asking, Leanne, double-sided plates, will we be making them for the Pro?
It's an excellent question. I would say they're not in the roadmap.
Right.
I mean, never say never. If we get enough demand, if enough people who own the Pro tell us that they would like double-sided plates, there's no reason why we couldn't. However, what I will say is this plate, the Gemini double-sided die plate, goes widthways in your Pro.
Is there anything to stop you using the large Pro plate, clear plates as the outer plate, and
no.
putting the A4 size plate between the 2 large Pro plates?
Nothing at all.
Okay, so there's not actually anything you can't do.
There's nothing you can't do.
Using those double-sided plates through your Pro.
Yes, just put them in. And you could use it with a Gemini plate, because they'll go widthways and do a full sandwich, or, as you said, Joe, just put these in with the clear plates.
Yeah,
of course.
Brilliant.
You can do that.
Love that. Ashley says, what I like about my double-sided flowers, they give a real wow factor to the card, but the card is flat from my envelope. Great point.
Yes, that's a very good point. So now I'm just doing the same with this one and pushing out all of the pieces. And what you'll see is that one will have much more fine detail, one will have more solid detail, and the one with the thicker lines goes on the bottom, and the one with the fine lines goes on the top. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a sec. So I've just pushed all the pieces out of the pale peach colour. Get all of that to one side for now. Here's my green piece of card. There's the design from the salmon. Got a little bit there. There's the piece from the pale peach. Now, if I was to put the salmon down first and then the peach on top, I've hid the design, haven't I? So that shows you how you can layer them up to get that beautiful 3D look. So the piece with the larger lines always goes at the bottom, and that's how you build up the 3D. Because if you put it the other way around, you're just hiding the design. Do you see what I mean?
Really beautiful and so effective with very few steps.
Absolutely, and always just check that before you do the sticking down. Now I've got a card base here, and actually, just to show you that I live by the sword, die by the sword.
Right.
This piece of card, look, you know the joining method I've just shown you earlier? Look. I do it all the time, Joe, with the pieces of random card that I've got left around.
Amazing.
I just use them to create my own custom card bases, and I would highly recommend you do the same.
I'm a bit upset.
Why? Why are you upset, Joe?
I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Who and why?
Because no one's told me what they're doing with their weekend. We share what we're doing with our weekends. I asked you to tell me what you're doing with your weekends. At the moment, I haven't had a single weekend plan from anyone. Let me know. Let me live vicariously through you. I want to understand what you're up to. I want to share your joy. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafts Companion on YouTube. I want to know what you're doing with your weekend. What have you got planned?
I want to know what you're doing with your weekend too. Now, this piece of card here is 8 inches wide. So this piece of card I'm working with here is 9 inches wide. And then what I've done is score in 1.5 inches. Just checking that measurement, yes, 1.5 inches, half an inch, and then I've got my panel along here, and I've come in from 1.5 inches and half an inch, which is going to create me that diorama pop out on the top.
Fantastic. Okay,
so now I'm just going to glue that in place. So a little bit of tape pen. Oh, it's running out again.
Sharon Ball says, my great yodel driver Colin has just delivered 2 lovely CC parcels. Looking forward to playing this weekend. I love that you're on first name times with your yodel guy. I only know the DPD guy's name because it comes, they tell you his name in the morning when they email you to let you know what time it's coming. His DPD, like, he will be there between 11:01 and 12 seconds and 11:02 and 34 seconds, and he's always there. It's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Normally Damien from DPD, I think.
Is it? Now, I've got a Kevin from DPD.
Kevin from DPD
comes to my house, and we had, and Kevin and I mean, we know a lot about each other's lives.
Do you?
Yeah, because we have a little chat on the doorstep.
Nice.
However, Johannes came the other day. Yes, he would. From
DPD?
From DPD.
Did you ask where Kevin was?
I did. Oh. And I threw him, Joe, because he just looked at me like, who is this very strange woman? Yeah. And what is she saying to me? Because I opened the door and I said, hi, Johannes, where's Kevin?
Right.
And he just looked at me like, what? Are you a stalker? Where are you from? How do you know this information? And I said, well, you know, Kevin usually brings my parcels to Johannes, and DPD very kindly told me that you were coming. So I'm just wondering, is Kevin all right? Turns out he was just having a holiday.
Oh, nice. Got anywhere nice?
Well, just at home. He had a little staycation.
A bit of time off.
Just had a few days off.
In work, that driving malarkey. I used to be a white van driver around central London many years ago in a previous life, Leanne.
Oh, did you really?
It's very, very exhausting.
I bet it is.
Delivery drivers.
And that's a fact I didn't know about you, Joe.
Yeah, full of surprises, me. Wendy says, love these double-sided dies and found them yesterday while filling my recent stash. Love that. Filing my recent stash even. Wendy in Hampshire loves a colour combo. Terry Lee Tyrrell says, this weekend, volleyball tournament, paddleboarding and a movie. Look at you acing the weekend, Terry Lee.
That's a lot going on in a weekend. I love that.
I'm loving that.
That is a very, very full and productive weekend.
Absolutely it is.
So there we go. Just stick that down on there. And now we're ready to glue it onto our diorama. I'm going to use some all-purpose for that. So a little bit of all-purpose on the back here.
Also, Rhiannon says, my weekend was something in my craft room that I've organised and I'm able to find things now. Love that. Lots of you having sort of January clean outs, which is awesome. Soon be time for the big spring clean, won't it, Leanne?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I really should be having a January clean out this weekend, but I'm not, Joe. I've decided I'm not.
Can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered,
No, that's all right, you do you.
I'm definitely doing all of the relaxing. I'm going to read my Lisa Jewell novel, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, read.
Oh, I mean, I can read a book in a day.
Can you?
Yeah.
I'm not a reader of books. I like to listen to books.
Oh, I can't do that, Joe.
Oh no, see, I've found with the audiobooks, it's all about having the right person reading it. If the wrong person is narrating it and it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. Like Miriam Margolyes' audiobook, she reads it herself. You can imagine how fabulous that is.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think you're right, because I can listen to the Harry Potters because Stephen Fry narrates them.
Yeah.
And he's got a very listenable voice.
Yeah.
I then I bought an audiobook called The Dry, which is a fantastic novel. If you haven't read it, please do. And the narrator, I just couldn't do the voice, Joe. So then I had to buy the book and read it.
Yeah, and also it's worth noting on audiobooks, you know, you can speed the voice up or slow the voice down by like 0.1 of time.
Oh.
Because sometimes if someone's reading slightly too fast for your brain, it doesn't work. If they're reading slightly too slow for your brain, it doesn't work. So it's about finding the right narrator, sometimes changing the pacing.
Right, okay. But the other thing with me is, you see, I have a very active mind, so I'm never still. I'm always thinking of something to do, I'm always doing something, I'm popping around, I'm here, making a cup of tea, doing some crochet, talking to a friend, looking at Instagram. I'm all over the place. So an audiobook for me requires my concentration, and I can't cope, because I'm listening, but I want to do a lot of other things. So it just really, audiobooks for me do not get on.
Focus on a book, is that what you're saying?
I do, I need to just be focused on it. Now, I've used the exact same colour scheme, 2 of our different double-sided dies there, and then this paper had this on the back, and I really liked it. It was a double-sided paper.
Farmhouse
yes,
collection,
from the farmhouse collection. And I thought, you know what, I really like that with the little strip of flowers behind. I'm going to do that instead. Look how different, same colour scheme, same die, 2 entirely different cards by flipping some paper and using a different design. Isn't it pretty?
Really,
so
really cool.
That is what your double-sided dies can do for you, and of course that is how you do a custom joined card as well, because I didn't even know you were going to ask that question. I've shown you how to do it, and then I showed you that I have actually done that with these cards. I've joined them.
Fabulous, love that. Really, really great project there. Terry Lee Tyrrell asked, besides trial and error, any suggestion on which side of the die to put the darker colour, Leanne?
Excellent question. The darkest always at the top. So dark down to light.
How do you decide, looking at the die, what's the top and what's the bottom?
Oh, right. Okay. So I would get I would just get a scrap piece of white card and a scrap piece of black, and then I would cut them. And then the side that is the finest detail, what I've done at home is I've put a little Sharpie line at the top.
There you are. I hope that helps for you,
Just
Terry
to
Lee.
make it easy for me.
Web Goddess 63, aka Betty, on YouTube. That rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? I'll be spending the weekend in my sewing studio. It would be glorious. It sounds it. I'd love to know what you're making, Web Goddess Betty 63, aka on YouTube. Kerry Reed says, we picked up a foster rescue dog a few days ago. This weekend we are taking the pack to introduce him to the beach. He's finding such joy in the simplest of things that I can't wait to see his reaction. Kerry, can you send us a picture of your pack? We'd love to see them. I know Erin would love to see a picture of Kerry's pack of dogs, wouldn't you? Please send us a picture. If you want to send us any pictures, you can do that. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into. Right, I want to recap the windows for you. These are gorgeous. They are worth every single penny of that original price, is what I would say. So this one here is your peony windows that you can see just there. 137.94 these should be, or 155.70. Not today. No. That's your peony window. Then you have your rose window. The great thing about roses is they're a really versatile flower to have in your stash because they work in a multitude of different colours as you'd find them out and about. You've got the tulip window there as well. This one's your lily window. Lilies are my all-time faves. Cherry blossom. We had some cherry blossom on a show yesterday. I think it was in our cartload. We had the chinoiserie collection. This would work beautifully with that. And you have the water lily for you as well. $40.99, $46.49. Spread the cost on ClearPay if you want to. Now these are also available in packs of 3. So you go for half the collection and go for the first 3 or second 3. You find the details for that over on the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. Right, next up we have double-sided cutting plates for you. So you will need double-sided cutting plates in order to use this machine. If you have got a Gemini Junior, check the website. I'm not sure if they're in stock or not, but I know we do carry them in a junior size. $17.99, $22.45. Great thing is what you're saving on the window dies, it's easily going to cover the cost of popping one of the double-sided plates into there. Right, next we are going to move on to the storage. Let me bring this in for you. Your stash and stack. Now these are fantastic because there's a lot of these sort of divided boxes out there on the market. The problem with a lot of the divided boxes that you find out there on the market is that they have fixed dividers. Now these are not that. So all of these dividers move. The other great thing is the dividers come to the very top. You get 14 of the dividers. They come to the very top of the box, and that's really important. So it means that in here, ink pads, I've got gems, a whole host of different things. They are not going to move out of their compartment. So if you're really moving things around, it is not an issue whatsoever there. As you can see, it's all going to stay in its own compartment. Think about using these for your crafty stash. Excellent. Think about using them all over the home. How many of us have got that junk drawer? And I'm guessing this time of year, that junk drawer is probably overflowing. It's at that bit where you're having to push stuff down to get it in, and then to open the drawer, you're having to get the knife out and hook stuff down in order to pull it back open. I see you. I know that. This is great for doing that. It's also wonderful. I find these for cables. I used to have a cable drawer, you know, chargers and stuff. You just throw them in the bottom of a drawer, they all become tangled. Brilliant way to keep them in here. Maybe you've put your Christmas decorations away, maybe things like your lights and you want to store those properly. Going camping, these are fantastic to keep things dry as well. Let me put those back over there because what I want to do, just to let you know, is $11.99 on those, but they're on 3 for 2. So buy them in multiples of 3s and that is how you will get the best deal there. We're going to move on to some papers now. Here. Web Goddess 63AK Becky on YouTube has got back. She says, I make bags, Joe. Oh, glorious. Don't forget Softer Side of Life coming up at 3 p.m. today here in the UK. So come and have a look at that show, myself and the lovely Leanne. We are going to move on to the 12 by 12 Pearl Pad Collection 4-pack with 84 sheets. Now, what I love about these is when we launched these, the first time we've done a 300 GSM Pearl in a pad. And that's fabulous because it means that, gorgeous colours in here, but it means that you can construct with these. You can use this as your card blanks as well, if you so wish. Beautiful colours. You've got the Paisley Pearl. This is without a doubt one of my favourite pads of all time. This is your Rainbow Pearl. I mean, the colours in here, they just make your heart happy, don't they? They really do. You've got the Blush and Blue Pearl within there. That's that one just here. Really lovely colours again. That blue, beautiful. And that lovely racing green. And you've also got here as well the Gnomes. I am a gnome and I live in the home. Which is that one there with the lovely tealy colours. You've got the greens in there too. $65.99 or $74.99 if you want to go for that. Now, if you weren't here with us at the top of the show, where were you? That's what I want to know. But we did, of course, feature our brand new launch, which is launching today at 7 p.m. in the launch day show, which is wonderful. Here it is. It is our everyday hanging ornament collection with 34 elements. And you get the pokey tools in there as well, which is amazing. You save £13 or $18.80. Very, very busy on this, Leanne. What is it that's inspiring people? What's sparking people's imagination with this, do you think?
I just think that you can make these beautiful 3D embellishments, Joe, that they're really dimensional. Let me move this card and we'll have a look at them. They're really dimensional, they really make an impact. If you receive this as a card, it's going to stand on the mantelpiece or on the side. It's viewable for 360 degrees. They're very simple and easy, and it's just something a little bit different and special. And actually, Joe, on the high street, a number of card manufacturers have been making these kind of 3D cards that fold flat for an envelope for a little while. So being able to do it yourself and make them so that you can put these flat and post them in an envelope is absolutely fantastic. And I think they make a statement, and they look very, very different to anything else that's out there.
They really do. Very, very busy, of course, on those at the moment. They are brand new. If you're a UK customer, you will not have had a chance to get your hands on those. I talked about Soft Side Live coming up in how many hours? 5 hours time here on Crafters TV, our weekly destination needlecraft show. Why don't we share with you, in that vein, one of our soft craft quick buys? Take a look.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the details there of a brilliant quick buy and also Club Inspire, which is brilliant. So let's move on. We've got loads more to share with you. Still got about 50 minutes left on this Craft Chat Create show. I was so good with it, wasn't I? You can tell I'm fading now. That's what it is. That's what's happening. John's just bought me another cup of tea and we're going to pump it up, according to Erin, which is great. Honestly, he's like Mr. Ben, isn't he? Just pops up everywhere. I love it. Right, we're going to go back to those brilliantly Holland stamps. The smaller collections are available for you over on the website. But to be honest, whilst you've got such great savings on these, why not take advantage of the whole collection, which is brilliant. So this one here is your Spring Has Sprung. Lots of lovely imagery on here. The other thing to note with these as well, definitely you could use stamps on their own or use them with stamps and dies together. Think about building height and dimension on these with some of our 3D glue gel or foam pads to make them really stand out off the page. This one here is your tree house. So they're sort of paired together. Erin likes that tree. I think we're finding out that Erin really likes trees today. She's going off on some sort of tree hunt at the weekend. She loves this tree. She's all about the trees. She's at one window. Do you hug the trees, Erin? Are you a tree hugger? Not averse to hugging a tree is what we found out. I love that. Family time is this one just here. So you've got your little tent in there, a pram. You've got your little critters or characters, I should say, in there too. This one here is Flower Boutique, which is gorgeous. This one here, you've got that beautiful little cottage and another tree there for you, Erin, which is brilliant. This one here is your birthday wishes. Love this. Birthdays are ones that we, that people create projects for the most. So great to have those there in your stash. This is coming with your Woodland Trail. More trees there for you, Erin. Erin's like, oh, lots of trees. This one here is On Your Special Day, which is a wedding themed collection, which is lovely. And this one here is Village Church there, which is where you're going. Oh look, more trees for your own. Amazing. Check those out over on the website. We've got some markers to go with those as well. A lot of you still talking about the double-sided dies. Michelle, loving them. Terry Lee Tyrrell says, I used the Christmas version of these for table placeholders for dinner. Everyone then got to take theirs home. We're talking about those ornaments. I think it's a wonderful way of using those. Now, not only do we have the Lee Holland, you're going to need something to colour them in with, aren't you? So let's take you through what you've got here. So this one's a landscape. In here, you are going to get the light yellow, the olive green, chartreuse meadow, bamboo, cannon green, forest green, sky blue, caramel, oak tree. Oh, oak tree for you, Erin. There's an oak tree pen. Green, grey, 2 shades of the green grey. All the colours just there on the back. This one here is figure. Rose blush, rose, portrait pink, blush, linen, eggshell, mimosa, vanilla, honeydew, leather, russet and henna. Love those names in there. This one's nice. This is your sketching, a nice bold pop of colour. You've got daffodil, canary, yellow green, salad, no thanks, pearl blue, a denim, lilac, hydrangea, baby pink, fruit pink, pale tan and the apricot. And finally, you will also receive this, the seascape. You've got sea green, teal, blue turquoise, navy blue, I don't know what happened there. Turned into some sort of ropey drag queen. Navy blue, periwinkle, cobalt, sand, earth brown, pecan, red brown, brown grey, and another blue grey. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, Leanne. I'm losing it over here. Any questions you've got, please get them into me. Any more questions that you've got about the Spectrum Noir range? Well, I've also got the Queen of Spectrum Noir herself here. You may as well get those questions in as well, I'm guessing.
Of course, all the questions. But before I do that, can I just say how much I love your jumper?
Sorry?
I just want to tell you how much I love your jumper.
Oh, thanks. Tesco's.
I just think it's really...
£18.
It's a happy jumper.
It's a very happy jumper, isn't it?
And it looks very cosy.
Very soft and fluffy. I do have the feeling, though, it's not going to wash well at all.
Oh.
You know, when you look at it and you think, that's great, but I mean, we've got a little bit of bleeding around the white dots already. And I think we could only maybe get a few wears out of this.
Might go a bit bobbly.
We are not about fast fashion.
No, we're not about fast fashion. You might end up having to shave your jumper.
Sorry?
You might end up having to shave your jumper.
Oh, I've got some clippers in my bag. I'll have a go.
Yeah, because you know when you get bubbles on your jumper, if you just get like an old razor,
right,
and
shave it.
Shave your jumper, gets the bubbly off.
Shave your jumper.
There you go.
Love that. Top tip there from Leanne.
There we are. Never say that I don't share. Now I've got my glasses on. Sorry, because it's getting very bad these days. I just can't see without them. So we're just going to colour in one of these Lee Hollands again, and I've got this gorgeous woodland scene, which I really love. So I've stamped this already onto Neenah card. And in a second, when we've done this demonstration, we'll maybe have a little look at why Neenah card is the card that you should have and use. And we're just going to colour it in. So I've got a couple of different colours from my illustrated collection, the colours that Joe's just been reading out to you. And exactly as we coloured before, I'm going to do for these trees. Now I'm going to have the light hitting the back side of the tree. So I'm going in with my light. Now I'm not going to worry about going round all of those little marks on the tree, and I'll explain why to you in a second. And also, why give yourself extra pain when you really don't need it? So I've gone in with my lightest colour, and then actually I'm going to come in with the darkest colour here. So the technique is exactly the same as you'll have heard me talk about so many times in the past. So in with the lightest, and then we're going to take our medium tone, and with the brush tip, we're going to flick that out into the white area that we've got. And the blend on these, because of this brush tip, is superior. It really is gorgeous. And then we're going to take the lightest colour again, and I'm going to take the medium out into the rest of the tree trunk. And you can see what I'm doing with my brush tip here is I'm flicking that colour into the preserved highlight. So I'm doing a series of flicking motions, which does that blend for me and gives me a lovely, smooth result between those colours. Now I'm just going to grab myself a darker marker. Right, so we've got a question coming in. Can these be used with tri-blends?
Yes, so Ronnie says, Leanne and Joe, I'm confused about the... Oh yeah, can they be used with tri-blends? She's got another question as well. Also says, I'm confused about the papers for alcohol pens. I know Neenah is what to use. What about all the cards in the Year of Craft or craft boxes? Are they only for aqua pens? Good question.
Right, okay, so I will answer that for you. Just before I get to that, can you see what I'm doing here with my tree? I'm using the fine bullet nib and I'm picking out the detail.
Love this demo. She loves trees, you know.
No, she's going to see a tree this weekend.
She's going a long way to see a tree. She's going to hug it as well, she said.
She's off to see a tree this weekend. So I didn't bother going around all of those little dots when I did my blend. I just blended all the way up the tree because I knew I was going to go in and fill the detail later. So just to show you that again, and then I'll answer those questions. First of all, while we're doing this, can you use them with Illustrator? With tri-blend, I beg your pardon. Yes, all alcohol markers will play together because all of our alcohol markers have the same ink in them. So it's just a different application method, a different feel. Illustrator is our most premium marker because of this Japanese brush nib you can see me using now, which gives you beautiful soft flicks and a superior blend. Tri-blend brush markers will work, the brush works in the same way. It's just not of the premium quality it's still an exceptional nib, but it's not of the premium quality of Illustrator because these are artist pens at an affordable crafting price. So you see I've gone and flicked that colour in there, and then I'm just going to take that darker fine bullet nib marker and do that. So I think that's answered the do they work with tri-blend question.
Yep.
And then the other question was about card, wasn't it?
It was about a card, yes.
So in a Year of Craft, the card in there is a general craft card, which you could use with glitter markers, aqua markers, any kind of colouring method. To a push, you could do some alcohol colouring on it, but I would only be using Neenah for alcohol colouring.
Okay.
And then the craft kits that we do, we don't ever give you white colouring card in there. We give you white card to make card bases, we give you card to die cut with. We don't put the alcohol colouring card in because we want you to use the correct card for the job.
Absolutely. Got a triple pack on the Neenah on this show as well. Great time to stock up now that it's back in stock. Wendy in Hampshire says, oops, just done a Michelle with my coffee. Quick, fetch a cloth. Did you see that, Leanne?
I did not.
Michelle was doing a craft along, managed to get her, she had a big cup of water next to her with a brush in it. She'd spent an hour inking a whole project during the craft along, caught her watch on her paintbrush as she moved it back, went all over her project. Literally the project washed away.
Devastating.
So, the lovely Lynn Harvey from Essex, sent in the cups that she gives to the children in primary school that you can't spill water out. So now she's got unspillable cups.
Well, good. I mean, thank you, Lynn.
I mean, our viewers just got our backs, haven't they?
I mean, they've got our backs and we know we can rely on them. So the fine bullet nib is also great for getting into tiny detail like this, so the branches on the trees. Trying to get in there with a brush nib or with a broader bullet would be impossible. So having that really fine detail bullet helps get this detail in when you're doing your colouring for the fine bits that you've got there. Now I'll just show you some of the green and then we're going to have a look. I'll put it together and then we'll have a look at why the cardstock is so important, because I know we've talked about that quite a lot, haven't we? So you would continue with your trees and you see how your trees just come to life there. Same would apply for the grass, the grassy bank. Nice. So I'm just going to take a nice light colour and flick some of that in. And you get the texture of a grassy bank using the flicking motion. So you can see that there. So this is the flicking motion that I refer to. And so to flick, you anchor your hand on the table and you flick with your fingers. You should never be lifting your hand from the table when you do that. Amazing.
I'm loving all these tips. That is Michelle, says, I'm loving the tips on colouring trees. Michelle Parsons. Girl after Erin's heart there, I think.
And so just flicking that colour in. So that was the lightest colour. I'm just going to go over that tree for now because this is demonstration of grass, not trees. And so there we go, flicking always in the same direction. So you see now that feels like the grass is moving away from the side. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It looks great, doesn't it? So, and then again with this illustrator now in the next colour up, so again in that set, and then it's a little bit deeper, so I just flick again, and that's going to intensify some of the shade, and I'm going to leave some spaces in that, flick out a little further, and that just gives that grassy bank.
Incredible.
It just starts to look lovely, doesn't it?
It really gives the idea of the curve of the bank as well.
Because you can follow along with the brush nib with the curves, and that's why I always never colour always with the image facing me like that. You'll see I'm constantly turning the piece of paper around depending on the direction I want those brush flicks to go. So by turning that to the side and doing my flicking from the side here, I get it to go in that direction. And so now I've got this darker mossy feel coming along that bank edge to layer it up. And you've got all of those different colours coming along there. That starts to look like a really lush, beautiful green bankside, doesn't it? And if you want to smooth that out, you can go back to your lightest colour, do a couple of flicks over the top. It will diffuse some of those flicked edges for you. And you've just got that beautiful dimension on the bankside going across there. So that's how I would do that. I would do a similar thing for the path in the centre, and again follow the direction, just follow where it's going. So we can see that it's been illustrated in this direction, so I turn this now to me so that my flicks can follow the same direction. Flick your colour in. I think a brush marker makes blending and colouring, even though it's the most premium marker, a little easier and more accessible to you guys, because look, it's nothing more than flicking colour on. We're not having to really work for the blend, it's happening for us. And look, we've got the light on the curve of the pavement there, and it took seconds to do. You can do this at home instantly and effortlessly. So I'm just taking that darker colour into the centre, turn it round, do it in reverse, keeping my hand always anchored on the counter, flicking the colour out in the direction the path is travelling. And that then gives us that lovely curve on the path with the light coming round through the trees. So very, very easy for you to do. I would do the same with my little characters, stamp them out and colour them in. So I'm going to move that to one side because I've already got one of those done. And then you just colour them in, you know, as you wish. So I've got a nice range of greys here, and for small little characters like this it might be more tricky to get your brush flicking in because it's just a small guy, but you can vary the width of your flicks, and you can do them small if you want to, which I'm doing here. And then I would turn him round and flick down into his little tummy area, leaving a white area so that he's got a rounded effect, and then just go with a nice one shade up, and again small, just little flicks, which gives that lovely, your flicks with the illustrators are brilliant because it gives the texture of actual fur. And then the same going in this direction, leaving the middle of his tummy white or lighter, because you get that lovely little round barrel tummy effect. And you would do that, and me too, Joe. I would say a number of us probably. And then I can go a light over the top of there, and I've got all of that texture. So you would just keep colouring him up, and when you've done that, you've got all of your little people, I'm going to call them people, all coloured in and cut out with the matching die set. So you just choose all of the little characters, colour them in with whichever marker you've got at home. And these ones, actually, my finished pieces were coloured with Tri-Blend, not with Illustrator, which is why I wanted to show you the difference. Now, here's the difference. Look, there's that topper coloured in with Tri-Blend. It's beautiful. Here's the difference when it's coloured with Illustrator.
Nice.
So you can see why that's our premium marker at the top of the range. And it's just a different look and feel with that brush flick. And you need them in your life. There's room for both. Yeah, absolutely room for both. So just to show you the difference. So to assemble my card then, Joe, because I've got all of my little pieces cut out ready. Move my illustrators to the side. Move them up there. Here's another example of when I've got random pieces of card. I do it a lot. Random pieces of card left that aren't a full card, and I join different pieces to make a different style of card. I do it all the time. So I've got a piece there which is approximately 5 by 7. well, it is actually 6x7, 6x7.5. So it's a custom size piece of card. Folded that down and that is at 2 inches. I've then got a nice piece of matting and layering for my 2-inch piece at the top here, which I'm going to just stick on with some all-purpose glue.
Very, very busy on these cute characters, Leanne. Easy to see why, because it's well, half price deal essentially for platinum members. Everyone's saving £45 too, or $58.70 on these, which is great. So make sure you are snapping them up. If you want to, you can use ClearPay as well if you are a UK customer. But that means you spend $13.73 today and then 3 further instalments spaced at 2-week intervals. So really helping you spread the cost. Doesn't cost you anything. It's completely interest-free. The other thing as well is just at the checkout, select the ClearPay option. You'll then go through some quick, simple, easy steps in order to set up a ClearPay account. It is super, super simple.
Right, so I've got now my lovely little piece of matting and layering using my craft card and a piece of scrap paper from my stash. I've done a mat and layer for the base of my card with, again, some craft card and a contrasting piece of paper from my stash. So that is the base of my card now. Then I've created this little piece here, which is the same white piece of cardstock, the same width as my base piece, and then matted and laid the same as this little joined piece here on the hinge. Now I'm not going to stick this anywhere, but I am just going to position it right at the bottom of my card, because then what I've got is my coloured panel, which has been matted and laid on white and craft card, and then this is going to stick here and here, and it will join the two pieces and make a custom card front. So let me show you what I mean by that. And for this I'm going to use red liner, because I want that top tip of repositioning. And so that it gets it in the exact right place, and if it's not in the exact right place, I've got a little bit of manoeuvrability, but with an exceptional adhesive. This is the thing about crafting, you know, we need 20 different adhesives in our stash, and there's a place for every one of them. Every one of them has a reason for being that something else one of the other adhesives can't do. And to really start elevating your craft, don't worry about having lots of different glues in your stash, because it's really, really important. So we're going to do the little lug again. So turn that up so it sticks out. Top tip from me, when you turn this little lug up so it sticks out, don't turn it that way, because you can't get a hold of it, it's under your card. So always turn so that you can see it and that it's sticking out the top from the edge. Same down here, turn it so it's sticking out. Give it a little crease. Give this a little crease and a little crease. There we go, makes it easy. Now I'm going to line this up. So I've got it in the centre there, I'm happy with that. And that's the only place it's going to stick right now, because I haven't removed my backing tape. Then I can down here, where's my little lug? Here it is. I can move my piece, and because I haven't released the whole thing, the red liner tape isn't going to grab and stick it before it's all lined up properly.
Because that's the reason a lot of people would maybe use avoiding it.
Yeah.
Use avoiding it, avoid using it even.
Yeah, that too. And so I can get that in the perfect place there now. And because I've got a little bit of adhesive exposed here at that side of the lug, I can say, you stay there. But now what I can do is then just go 1, get a hold of your lug, 2, and it's completely stuck. But you didn't commit too early. And now when I open that up,
Don't want to commit too
that's
early.
given me a custom card base. So you can see how that's managed to do that for you. And that was from a scrap piece with just a little fold at the top.
That's amazing that you've transformed that out of a piece of scrap. I think that's a really wonderful thing to be able to do. Let's move on and recap.
Oh, hang on, I haven't finised.
Oh.
Hang on, you hold your water.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on there, Mr.
That's
Joseph.
me well and truly told.
Good grief. We need to put all the characters on.
All right, okay. Well,
Come on,
let's
just
not
because
move
you've
on.
got a fancy new jumper. Getting all bossy there with me. We're going to do this. We're going to put all the decorative pieces on that we've spent time colouring and cutting out. The Lee Holland scene. Joseph, look. He's gone in the huff. He's gone completely quiet on me now in the huff, haven't you, Pat?
No, how could
No,
I
you're just
ever be in
having a drink of
huff?
your
How could I
tea.
ever be?
You would never go
How
and
could I
huff.
ever be in a huff with you?
Never.
Leann?
And you're not a huffy person,
Not a
actually.
huffy person.
You're not,
no.
not at all.
I just remember it for a very
Yeah,
long
you,
time.
you will. And you'll get me back at some point when I'm not
Oh,
expecting it.
Absolutely, I will.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect anything else because I would do the same.
It's what mates do. It's what friends are there for.
It's what friends are for, exactly. Love us at our best, love us at our worst. Right, so I've got here this lovely little squirrel which is on the branch there. So just, he can come from the side. So he's in this area. Look,
Hang on, she got an adjustable branch?
He's got an adjustable
You've
branch.
got a customisable branch?
Yeah.
We
he
all
can
need a
go-
customisable branch.
We absolutely do. And look, so he's coming in from the side there and doesn't putting the little characters on really bring that to life.
Erin's so excited about customisable branches. I mean, she can bring it to work with her, she can stick it to the wall at work. I mean, she could have a branch with her everywhere she goes.
Of course. She's going there. I'm putting a little bit of a balloon in there, just behind my glue gel. I've got some bunting. I'm going to put some bunting in the trees, Joe. That's going there. Lovely. And then a little dot there and a little dot there. And this is going here. There we go, some bunting in the trees.
Beautiful.
I've got another little present here. That can go there, ready. Because it's little Badger's birthday. And then we've got a nice little happy birthday sentiment. Bit of glue gel. Pop that in the corner. And now you can talk about something else, Joe.
Brilliant. That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
But let's recap first what you're getting included in here. A spring has sprung.
Oh, but actually, Joe, can I just show you something else?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Thanks. Look, my glossy accents have gone clear.
Amazing.
Look at the
They're
balloon.
good.
Look at the dimension and the gloss on there.
Shining.
That's, how gorgeous is that on the balloon? Oh, look at that fabulous how gorgeous is that?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Really, really
I'm going to do it on this balloon as well.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm
Go
going
on,
to do
you
it now, Joe.
You do you.
I'm
Can I
doing
do
it. Yeah, you can do
I
it.
have a go?
Yeah, come and have a go, Joe. Oh, this is exciting. Here we are. There we
You'll
are.
not be able to get me. Oh, I mean, not that. I think I overestimated how tall I was.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm standing on a plinth because I'm short. Yeah, just give it a squeeze. Be brave.
Is that attached, that balloon?
Yeah. Oh, so you hover. You don't need to touch. You hover. Yeah. That's it. And then give it a little mooch around.
I'll have a little mooch around.
I like a little mooch around on a Saturday around the shops with a coffee.
Maybe even on a Friday around the shops, you know,
Yeah,
in Leeds or
in
somewhere
Leeds,
with a glass
shopping, champagne lunch.
of, drink responsibly, don't spill it.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
I did all right at that.
You
didn't
did
I?
very
Got
well
it in the line. Maybe just wanted to go a little bit further over there. Oh.
Okay. I think that's gorgeous.
Okay, perfect.
And I think that makes that entire card.
Me too.
I mean, it really, the card wasn't good enough until you did that, Joe, so thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a go at it because I know that I've used it before, and someone said they were struggling with it, had struggled with it in the comments. But I think if I've used it, I think any of you could give it a go. Bubble and Squeak says, Joe, does your mum call you Joseph when you've been naughty? She calls me Joseph all the time. My name is actually Joseph, but I changed it to Joe when I was little because my dad's called Joe. And I wanted to be like my dad. You do when you're a kid, don't you? But now actually I prefer it. And when I came to work here, I did consider changing my name back to Joseph because I thought it'd be a good time. New job's always a good time to go back,
new
isn't it?
job change.
Yeah, there we are.
Oh.
Right, we need to move on. Enough about me. Oh dear, I'll pick that up later. Oh, cute characters. Because Leanne's interrupted. Oh, goodness. So Leanne has interrupted me twice now. And see, this
Joe,
is what happens. That's your fault, Leanne.
Would you like me to do that for you?
You can if you want. Come on, you come over and
No,
do
it's
it.
okay.
It's nothing to do with the jumper, Erin. Don't you start as well.
Do you want me to pick those things up for you, Pep?
No, it's fine. I can do it. I think I've got it in me. I'm not a morning person. I don't know if you'd recognise this yet. Right, let's go through these. Spring has sprung, which is this one just here. Beautiful characters. You've also got the tree house in there as well. Then you've got your family time. Now they are all available in the smaller individual collections for you too. You will then receive Flower Boutique in here. You've got the birthday with thanks Leanne. No one saw you. Cheers. What you can just see was luscious curls over the top of the pack shot. This one's the Woodland Trail. You've got your special day, and you've also got the village church in there as well. So fantastic. I gave Debbie confidence with the highlights. Leanne's picked it up, but she's only done half a job because she's left the ink pad over here. I'll finish it off. Oh, that's a pound in the snort jar as well, sorry. Right. Here we go. This is a brilliant collection for you. So I love that you can spread the cost of this on ClearPay as well. You'd have to put something else in your basket. You need to spend over £30 in order to use ClearPay. The 8x8 stamping platform with the magnetic base. Another product that we launched as well in a previous life, Leanne. And you're going to get the Neenah cardstock, but also the Finesse alcohol-proof ink. So if you are going to take advantage of the 40 or 50% off stamps over on the website today and all weekend, 50%, amazing, over on the website on all individual stamps, excluding stamps and dies, and you haven't done any stamping before, get these 3, that's it. You're good to go with this particular collection. And spread the cost of course, all individual stamps across on the website, 50% off until the end of the weekend, which is brilliant. You've got all weekend to take advantage of that, which I think is brilliant. Debbie says, I've been afraid to use my glossy highlights, but seeing you do this, Joe, has given me the confidence. Thank you. You're more than welcome, Debbie. Ronnie is saying how it looks great without the characters also, says Ronnie, talking about the Lee Holland with or without the characters, but it's outstanding with them. It really, really is. We're going to go over and have a look at the stamping platform now, I believe. And another, what has fast become, Leanne, a hero product for most of our craft experts. Jan says, as do others, this would be the thing she would grab first if she could only take one thing out of her crafting, craft area.
Oh, wow. Well, that's fantastic to know. And, you know, that's great when our craft guests say that after, you know, the effort we put into develop things and what have you. And we try to think of everything. So we try to think, you know, why we want it and why we need it. So I'm really happy to hear that from Jan. The thing I would grab is my guillotine.
Your guillotine?
I would grab my guillotine.
Talking of guillotines, if Jeffrey's watching still, Erin wants to know where in New Hampshire you're from. Because did you grow up in New Hampshire? Erin grew up in New Hampshire, she'd like to know.
Oh, that sounds very leafy. Is it leafy?
Is it leafy? Full of trees, that's why she's obsessed with them now, obviously. Leaf it out. Is Provincetown in New Hampshire? Rhode Island.
Is that where the chickens come from?
Sorry?
There's a chicken called a Rhode Island Red.
I'm googling where Provincetown is, and I shall let you know.
And
I think it's in the very northeast bit. Provincetown.
So our magnetic stamping base, the 8x8 one, is fantastic for stamp positioning. So we've got this full magnetic base here, and you've got your ruler taking you from 1 through to 8, and 1 through to 8 on the inches, and then 1 through to 19 and a bit, and 1 through to 19 and a bit. So you've got your metric and imperial measurements on here. The grid in the middle is at the inch, at the 1/4 inch marks. So your 1/4 inches are for your grid, and then of course you've got your crosshair in the centre if you need that for alignment, if you're using that kind of stamp. You also get 4 of these fantastic magnets which keep your project nice and still when you're working on the cardstock, and I'll show you why that's important in a second. So you use your magnets, and what I always say is bring them as close to the image that you're stamping as possible, because that keeps your card nicely anchored and means it doesn't move on the platform. I've got a really nice floral stamp here, and I want to stamp that in the middle of my piece of craft card. So you see I've positioned that where I would like to stamp it. I'm moving my magnets around just to hold my piece of card nice and still, because that's where I would like it to be. And then what I can do is take my platform, pop it on, and then pick up the stamp. And now that I've picked up the stamp, it's in the perfect place to always be in the position I wanted, in the middle of my piece of cardstock there. So I take my ink pad, ink it up. And I'm only going to ink half the stamp.
Leanne,
Yeah?
I thought New England was a state, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's not. It's a group of states.
Is it really?
Like, you know, like the United Kingdom or Great
Is
Britain.
it what, like County Durham, and then it has Darlington, Durham?
So, like, well, no, even more so, like, it's like the northeast almost, which contains Tyneside,
Yeah,
County
Weardale.
Durham, North Yorkshire, Weardale. Yeah, so in New England you have Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. I didn't know that. Mind blown.
Wow.
Every day's a school day.
Now, I've inked that up, but I didn't ink it up properly. I left some areas that have not stamped on purpose, because this is why our stamping platform is exceptional. Because now I've took that off and this is not a see-through stamp. It's a rubber stamp, so I would have zero chance of lining that back up again. I would have to throw that in the bin and get a new one.
Just wouldn't be able to line that up.
Because
you're going to have shadowing, even if you're
going to have shadowing,
even if you're eagle-eyed.
It's just going to look horrendous because I can't see through the stamp. So because I'm using my platform, what I can do now is go and ink up the pieces I missed. So add more ink in those areas. I can even ink the whole thing up again if I want to. Ink, 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 ink. So get a deeper covering on there. Cover the whole stamp this time rather than the pieces I missed out on purpose before. Pop my stamping platform back in place because those magnets and these sprung legs on my platform now hold this in the perfect position. When I stamp this down again, I will have covered the areas that I missed before, but I will have intensified it, and it's gone exactly over the lines. Every single one of those fine lines, it has exactly gone over the top so that I haven't wasted this piece of card now. That is why our stamping platform is absolutely and utterly genius when it comes to making your stamping a lot more professional.
It is absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. Melissa says, the good old times with these two. Rhiannon says the stamping platform is the best investment ever. Right, Jeffrey is born in Exeter. You've spent in Madbury. Now has spent the last 45 years in Farmington, New Hampshire. And Erin, our producer, is from Londonderry, New Hampshire. I thought Jeffrey meant they were born in Exeter, like in Cornwall, Devon, but no, there's obviously an Exeter there. In the New England area. And where Jeffrey lives now is only about, how far did we say? About 15 minutes from a place called New Durham. I know. How
I mean, that's awesome.
There's a New Durham. Yeah, because we're only 15 minutes from actual Durham.
Yeah, well, I live in actual
the OG Durham.
I live in actual Durham.
You live in OG Durham?
I do, yeah. I do. Actual real Durham.
Actual Durham.
Where the cathedral is.
We're going to look at the Neenah card. Now, there's a couple of different ways of you getting hold of the Neenah card. Buy it in the configuration we just shared with you, with the platform, the ink pad, and the Neenah card. Or if it's just a restock on the Neenah card you are going for, then you can go for it in a trio, which is awesome. 48 sheets there. £11, $17, saving you 25%, which is brilliant. $8.80 or $30. Do you want a pack? Do you need a pack of mine?
It's all right, I found a piece.
You found a piece. Don't you worry about that. If you want to place an order, now's a great time to do so. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Hit boing, the shop the show button and you'll see everything that is coming up in the show that has been featured in the show. There's loads of stuff we didn't even get a chance to show you as well because our shows are jam-packed full of great deals every single day. How many hours are we with you now a day? Monday to Friday, 1, 2, 3... 8.5 hours a day we're with you here in the week, which is amazing. We're with you for 5.5 hours at the weekend. I am here as well all day tomorrow with the lovely Jan. It's a really great day. It's a really good mixed bag tomorrow because we've got Play Your Crafts Right at midday. Always fun. We've got a craft along in the afternoon. A Swan Lake box. I'm going to have a word with Jan, see if she'll let me have a go with that as well. She's good. She normally sorts the bits out for me as well. She's brilliant. She is the head mistress of Crafters TV, let's face it. And then a craft house featuring brand new Dreamies products. You guys love Dreamies. They bring us lots of fantastic MDF items, something that's a little bit more maybe down a kind of mixed media kind of road. So brilliant. If you love mixed media, you'll love that show. I know Jan loves bringing those products to you as well. So we'll have Carol from the Dreamies joining us too. So that's what's happening tomorrow. Rest of the day here on Crafters TV. George will be up with Becky S, the lovely Becky Swan, and Craig for Wake Up Call. That happens an hour after this show finishes, so an hour and 12 minutes time. After that, I'll be back for a launch day. Oh no, I'll be back with Softer. I was here for a launch day yesterday. I'll be here with Softer Side with Leanne, special guesting, 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. on the East Coast, which will be fantastic. Oh gosh, and then 7 p.m. there is a launch day because it's Friday. George, at 7 p.m. Oh, I'm not here. I can't get used to this new schedule. I'm so sorry. I'm just used to being here the whole day. So George will be here with the launch day with Craig instead of me. I'll be at the theatre and these brand new dies that we looked at. Well, there's only 12 minutes left, Leanne. I think that might be a blessing.
It might be. What are you seeing at the theatre, Joe?
I'm going to see First Time. It is a play which has one of the actors in it who was in It's a Sin. It's in Durham at the Gala Theatre. Myself and Brent are going to see it.
Oh. Do you know, I quite like the Gala Theatre.
Come along, we'll be there. You remember Richie?
Well, I would
in
need
It's
a ticket.
Well, I only bought the tickets last night, so there's still tickets available. Remember Richie in It's a Sin?
Yes.
The guy that played his partner?
Yes.
It's him, Nathaniel Hall, that's in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just
that's
randomly
great.
found out. I've been trying to see it for months. It's been on tour, and then I randomly realised yesterday I've got the night off tomorrow night, and it's in Durham. So I was like, boom, paint me green and call me a pickle. I'm off.
Off you go. You'll have a gorgeous time.
Yeah.
I might come and see you for a little drinky poo beforehand.
Well, we're going to have a little bite to eat beforehand, about
It's
sort of
only 5
6:30.
minutes
Come
away.
along.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Right, so we're going to have a look now at why Neenah card is the card for alcohol colouring. And I think this is a great demonstration to show you that. So you can see I've got here Neenah, craft, watercolour card, and then stamping card. And I've got a tri-blend marker, just for the fact that it's easier with the bullet nib to show you. So I'm going to, on each one of these cards, do a count of 10. And no more, and you'll see why Neenah is so much better than the other cards for alcohol colouring. It'll demonstrate it for you. Now, when I touch the nib to the paper for the count of 10, I will use the same amount of pressure for every one of the cardstocks. So first, here we go with Neenah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and I need to do that again because I flicked. And it's making
You're taking the mickey out of me about my jumper.
I
Instant
flicked,
karma is what that is.
And it made the dot look bigger than it was. So, ready, Neenah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's
Do you know
that
what the
dot.
name reminds me of?
What?
There's a newsreader called Neenah Nana. And
There
every time I
is.
see Neenah, I think Neenah Nana.
Neenah Nana.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see the size of the dot? Here now we're on to watercolour card. It's double the size. Watercolour card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stamping card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa!
Now, that is why you need Neenah card, because it's smooth, it's not porous, it isn't sucking the ink out of your pen and making it fuzz into the fibres. So it isn't making your stamping and colouring bleed. So when you hear people say, my markers bleed, your marker does not bleed. It will bleed if you're using it on the wrong cardstock. It's the nature of an alcohol ink. That will happen. It's just, that is it, the law. That's what happens. When you're not getting the coloured result you want with your markers, and anybody who contacts me, the first question I always say is, what cardstock are you stamping on? Usually they'll say, I don't know, it's been in my drawer for a while, it's white. And I'll say, well, you need to put the white card away, get a packet of Neenah, do your colouring on there, and you will get beautiful results because the ink is not bleeding in the fibres of the card. So the same tip, the same nib, same pressure, same amount of time. That is why you need Neenah in your life.
Absolutely. It's all about having the right product to do the best job, isn't it? Remember, it's a trio of those for you. Get 3 there for £11 or $17. For the investment in this, for what it's going to save you, for the improvement it's going to make to your cardstock, for the saving of the ink that you're going to use, that is a brilliant collection right there. So make sure you grab a hold of those. Now, we have a morning must-have. We have one every single morning, Monday through Friday, here on Craft Chat Create. So let me show you what this one's is. I got the name right and then couldn't get the rest of it right. This one is, this will get easier, by the way. Me presenting these shows in the morning, I will get more used to these mornings. I promise you, I won't be this terrible for forever, but I'll warm up to them. So we've got orange in this particular collection. You've also got fuchsia. Then we've got the Friar Brown in here, the Damson Wine, and you've also got the Oasis there too. Then you're going to get for free, which is our favourite price, all of us, isn't it? We're going to get the blending eggs. They're not called blending eggs, they are called mini blending sponges. I called them blending eggs once, and now they will always be used as blending eggs. I reckon you could put your makeup on with these. I don't see why not. It's completely up to you. Then you've also got the matte. Oh, hello. Now the matte is great, because the matte, Leanne, I didn't realise, it behaves differently and gives you a different feel and effect when you use your inks on it to the glass matte. I just thought you'd get exactly the same thing.
No, it's different.
Gives you a different feel. So great to have the matte, even if you've got a glass matte.
Yeah, 100%, because you get a smoother and less resistant blend.
Brilliant. I love that. Lots of people still chatting away. Can't believe it's almost the end of Craft Chat Create. Me neither, Bubble and Squeak. What a great demo on different cards, says Sandy. Sam McDonald says Neenah cardstock is the best. Rose Biagio, I can't say that. Can you phonetically spell that out for me, Rose? I am sorry. Oleanne, you're so informative. Thank you, I never knew that. How would you pronounce this, Erin? B-A-G-O-T-T. Right. Biago. We could do it in Italian for you, Rose. How about that? Biago. There we are. Would you like my ink pads, my darling?
I would like your ink pads and your eggs.
Coming with the ink and my eggs.
Yeah.
My blending eggs.
Yes,
Let me get those.
Oh, look at that. You just skipped in. Such a happy boy.
There you are.
Thank you, darling. Skip back out again. Thank you. Honestly, it just fills my day with gladness every day. I feel so lucky.
Oh,
I'm just opening the eggs.
I'm out of breath
now.
now.
Let's have a look at how the blending eggs work as opposed to the blending tools. Seeing as you've got them in the bundle, it'll be nice for you to see that. I'm going to have a look at the colours I've got here. Oh, good.
Can you put your under eye concealer on with these?
You can.
Yeah?
Absolutely you can. They will work for me.
Not I wear under eye concealer, obviously.
Of course, no, me neither, ever. But yes, you can, it works very well. Not that I've tried, I have. So we can see with the waterproof, water reactive here, we've got some lovely colours. So I'm just going to pick some out, and I've got my little blending eggs, and then this is a piece of watercolour cardstock. So what you would do is take the ink from the pad with your little blending egg, and then onto your cardstock, and you'll get a lovely build-up of intense colour. And you just don't, if you want to smooth that out and get a more graduated effect, just don't dip it back into the ink pad. Just give it a little polish, and it will polish that colour out for you, and you'll get that lovely soft smooth blend, especially on watercolour card. So these are great for building up. I like the blending eggs for building up a vignette and a lovely intense amount of colour, because you can do that with these. If I then want to bring another colour into ombre, so let's say I'm going to bring in my pink, new blending egg, which is why we're giving you 2 packs. I keep one egg. So our guests here don't follow the good advice. They use their blending eggs for several colours. I do 1 egg, 1 colour at home, and I keep them organised in that way.
Like
just means that I don't contaminate them. However, what you can do if you want, if you do make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. I put all of my eggs in the leg of a stocking, a nylon stocking, put them in the washing machine and wash them so that I don't lose the eggs in the washing machine.
Do you put your eggs in one basket, Erin is asking?
And I didn't hear that. Yeah, all your eggs in one basket.
I've got my eggs well spread.
And then...
Multiple baskets.
And then you just wash them and they're nice and clean to use again. So then I would take my pink, and look how intense that is. It's lovely. But I can go over the top of the orange and get a nice ombre between the colours if I want to. So you can build up the intensity if you want. You can ombre between two separate colours and get a nice transition between the two. Or actually I like to use these for...
Oh nice, I like the dimple effect.
Little background effects if you want, and then you can layer several colours over it. And the technical term for this, is especially lovely over an already blended background. The technical term for this is called bokeh.
Bokeh?
Bokeh effect.
I love that.
Because it's a photography term.
But that's lovely done with paints onto like linen fabrics.
Yeah, look at this, isn't this gorgeous? So this is how you can create a lovely custom background with just a couple of colours. And don't worry about the blend, just do your little eggs there, like that. And then a little bit more of, I want the pink, which one was pink? This one. And then here we go. And we can fill them in. And we can get a less intense result by just dabbing several times, if that's what you want to do.
Free Spirit asks, if stamping card isn't for alcohol colouring, then what is it for?
Stamping card, so we're going to rename it. It's very misleading, I agree. And we are going to rename it all-purpose card. It's for construction, for card bases. You can stamp sentiments on there. It's not for techniques. It's for all stamping other than a technique.
Stamping, construction,
die
cutting. Brilliant.
All of that. Now, you see there, I've just flicked some water on there from my drink earlier.
We should call it stamp cut fold card.
Stamp cut fold, yes we should.
Stamp cut fold card, brilliant.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I've flicked some water on there out of my, just my little drink that I've got. I've got a piece of kitchen towel over the top for bleaching. So you get you get that real diffused, lovely look. So you don't have to worry about the blending even, Joe. It'll just blend itself and you can create beautiful backgrounds. It's a lovely collection of colours that you've got here. And while you're talking, I'm just going to probably do the same with two other colours and show you the difference.
Okay, we've only got 50 seconds left on the entire show,
rude.
so I think you might not be able to do that, I'm afraid. I didn't set the rules of time. You're going to have to speak to the manager of time if you've got a problem with time. So many brilliant products in this show for you, which is incredible. Don't forget to check out your baskets. Don't forget that you've got a wake-up call still to come. You've got a Soft Side of Life and a launch day as well coming up. Leann, can I say it's been a pleasure to spend 3 whole hours with you. I look forward to 2 hours later at 3 p.m/10 a.m.
Me too, Joe. Hang on, nearly there.
Brilliant.
Hang on.
Brilliant. Okay.
Done.
Right.
Look.
Oh, amazing.
Thanks.
I think that looks lovely. I think that's the best thing you've done all show.
Yeah.
Right. We are out of time. George will see you back here in in an hour. I'll see you back here in about 4 hours' time. Chowsers.